Get her done. Hey, bro. Sorry,
y'all good, hey, bro? All right, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Y'all listen up. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, today we're gonna go over the will to bestow and the will to receive. Before we get into the lesson, though, anybody got anything on their heart, mind, soul they want to talk about? Any questions they need to ask before we get into the lesson? Anybody?
Anything on your mind?
I had a question, man. Brother was asking me, you know, foods we can eat or what we cannot eat, or Leviticus 11. He was asking me, like different animals eat, like fruits or vegetables, or wouldn't make them unclean. He gave me an example of like a chicken and a bird. So why we can't eat bird?
Yeah, so basically, we eat things that are herbivores. We don't eat everything that we commanded to eat. Don't eat other meat. Don't eat blood. Anything that we commanded to eat, it actually eat herbs for us. That way, when we eat the meat, we actually get the nutrients from the herb it ate. So that's how he did it. But like it's clear cut though. It says you eat this and don't eat that. But if you go into like the actual biochemical of it, like for instance, man, Mally was talking about a year ago. Like fishes that have fins and scales, they have a different digestive system than catfish. You know what I'm saying? They have something within inside their mechanisms where if they eat stuff, the mercury and all that waste leave up out of their body, so it's clean for you to eat. But if you check any fish that don't have scales or fins, all they waste and toxins stay inside their body. Same as a pig. They don't have sweat glands. All the poison stay within itself. You know what I'm saying? And he don't want us to eat nothing that eat other blood. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're supposed to cook your food, because you're cooking all the blood out of it. Only blood we supposed to be eating is from your house shop. So that's all it is, but it's a scientific reason for it. So all the stuff he told you that you can't eat, if you look up the benefits and why you can't eat them, it'll blow your mind and let you know that he's the creator of all things.
Right, that's right. And that's what I told him. I said, look up unclean with science, since that's what y'all believe.
Yeah, basically all unclean things that he said that you can't eat, they don't sweat. All the poison stay within inside the body. All the things he said that you can't eat, whether it's in the water or they don't eat other meat, and they do sweat, and their digestive system is different, where they get rid of all their impurities and they keep their nutrients just like us. You know what I'm saying? They move and eat just like us. So, yeah.
Right, and a lot of times, like for the fowls, like bird, chicken, different things, it don't tell us what fowls we can eat. It just warns us which ones to stay away from. And it says birds of prey. So eagles, vultures, ravens, you know, like you see a dead squirrel on the road when you're going to work, and when you come back home, it ain't nothing but feathers left from the tail.
Hawks.
Right, those are birds that come down and devour those, and they maintain their living. It's a system like bro was saying, that's set up from the beginning.
The ecosystem.
Right, catfish, that's why they do, because they're designed to roam the bottom of the sea, to eat all of the trash out of the bottom. So they have to eat it, and like you say, they're not sweating it back into the water. It's just consuming. That's why you'll see a catfish, somebody will reel one in big as this table.
It's literally like shrimp. It's full of shit.
It's full of dung. That's what it is.
Especially in the tail of the shrimp. But that's why when you eat, like say if you go get some salmon or you go get some cod, it be clean. That's because it's not eating poop, because the catfish, the sway fish, all them already ate it all up. You know what I'm saying? So they keep the ocean clean, for we can eat clean food. Same thing as a pig. A pig will eat you. Like it eat all the trash, or like you said, the fowls, a vulture and all them, a hawk, an eagle. They eat rats. They eat things that die off earth. They don't even like nothing living. They prefer their food dead. So they clean up the streets for you. You know what I'm saying? So why eat something that eat death? We of life. We eat things that's living, things of life, and it makes sense.
Right, and the only thing we have to be careful of is not pushing them to the side. They got a job to do, so that's why the morning and the evening it was good, because that's a good thing to have a filtering system.
Straight up.
You know, you got to have like trash pickup in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, it's gonna be a problem.
Think about if there was no catfish and nothing in the sea, man. You wouldn't even be able to see through the ocean, man. There'd be so much pooping, man. All kinds of waste in that ocean. Yeah, makes sense.
Right, you know, birds have their responsibility. They clean up too many things that's on the earth. It's time for them to devour. Polar bears, it's time for them to devour, but it's a time period they don't devour for the whole winter.
Yeah.
How do you sleep for the whole winter? I'm talking about you sleep for 3 months.
Right.
And then when they wake up, they handle their business.
Ready. They eat all the way until they hibernate again.
Right.
So you see how you put everything in calculated steps. You know what I'm saying? The ecosystem, everything benefits each other when its play is proper role.
That's right.
When they get out of character, it mess up this equation we call life. And that's what people doing when they eating pigs and they eating these birds and snakes and all that. Now they can't do their job because we too busy feasting on them. So now you knock everything else off. Now ain't nothing left for us to eat but faster to eat the wrong stuff. Now we sinning. And, you know what I'm saying?
Or while you're hearing now tilapia and jack salmon, they starting to say, well, they finding these things on them. Yeah, because you're eating up the cleaning system.
And they ain't clean
So
no more.
now it's a backlash.
Yeah, because
You know
tilapia
what
is
I'm
straight.
saying?
Because
So-
tilapia is now worse than catfish. How was that possible when it was clean for you to eat? Because all the catfish being ate and all they eating and they raise off their own poop now because there's no catfish to clean the poop out of the seas.
Yeah.
So now tilapia bad to eat. Same things with the chicken. You know what I'm saying? Same thing like Dan saying. Everything is bad for you to eat now because they been eating all the bad stuff. And they can't clean nothing no more. So all the good stuff is bad now.
Right.
It's
For
your
you,
niggas-
not
it's
for
your
God, but
niggas'
for you.
fault.
Yeah, it's
Now
your
you
niggas'
got
fault.
catfish nuggets and spaghetti.
Right, everything.
It's all your
Shrimp, lobster tails.
Right.
Now the ocean's dirty. Now all
Right.
your clean fish is bad for you. You eat mercury deep. You eat some tuna, too much mercury in it because catfish love mercury. That's what it cleans. It cleans mercury. It cleans algae. It cleans poop. But we eating that now. The stuff that is good to eat is now contaminated. Yeah, you Negroes' fault.
So you know, but know that Mark 16 and Messiah say, long as you choose what's on the list, he say, I'll clean the bad out for you. But we getting to the point where we convince ourselves that since tilapia is bad, then okay, it's good to eat catfish.
Nah.
So we're starting to trick ourselves into believing because somebody could point a finger at them, but you just point them to the spiritual cleaning process. Because Most High knew when he sent us here what we were facing. But it's not so much the clean and unclean, it's the fact that will we continue to be obedient
Right.
and continue to eat what's on the list. And because they changed the name of octopus to calamari. So does that make it sound a little bit better for you to eat?
No, it's still an octopus.
It's still an octopus, you know, but that name will change, or, you know, they find different ways to cook chitlins, you know, try it over cabbage and fry it and do different things. It's still the same thing.
That's all.
It's the tunnel of feces.
Yeah.
When you get through, that's why it smells the way it smells. It's not smelling like that because, you know, it was designed that way. It smells spoiled before you start cooking it.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you get into those contests or debates about the dietary laws, don't get trapped up in the, well, okay, why is this bad or why is this good? They have a job, and you have to explain the job of the two different ones so they'll know.
Yeah. One was good for you, and one was good for the earth.
And you gotta be careful because look, there's 7 pairs of the clean and only 2 pairs of the unclean. When you start eating more of the unclean, you done ate it all up. So now all your clean is left without a filtering process. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody eating pork and it's only a limited amount of pork, you kill the filtering system.
Yeah. Who cleaning the fields now?
Who cleaning the fields?
All your crops messed up and contaminated now because all the pigs being ate. Same as the sea. You eating all the catfish. Now all your tilapia and all your salmon and all your cod bad for you now. It's good in the sight of eyes of God because he made it good for you, but you the one moving out of order. Now you killing your own self.
Right.
Makes sense. And when everybody start playing their role, that's when life will be much smoother. And that don't go for how you feel your role is, but what thus says the Lord. That's what keep things moving in order and keep things smooth.
Imbalance.
And balance.
And balance.
There you go. There you go.
I want to read the scripture. We always going to remember what the Lord said about our people. This is Ezekiel 4, I'm gonna start at 12. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of a man in their sight. Verse 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. So you can't get around it. We still gotta go by it.
It says they baking dung that come out. Shit.
And it ain't no different. China had it on the market.
Yeah, the boo boo burger.
Boo boo
It's
burger.
straight called the boo boo burger, made out of human feces. And remember we was over B Hood house watching that.
So tender.
He was like, it's just so tender.
Yeah.
He said, it tastes just like a regular hamburger. And it was a boo boo burger off of human feces.
Yeah, they didn't master that, so you know.
They create lettuce out of thin air.
You still eat McDonald's burgers?
Plastic rice.
Classic.
Right.
And so it's not saying that it's okay that we cook our food with human dung. It's just giving you a parable. Just as that's being done, so shall the children of Israel eat their bread defiled, because somebody else gonna be in control of it. You know, you live in an apartment, where your garden at?
Straight up, you ain't controlling your food.
You're not controlling. You have to go to the grocery store. You know, unless you got a plot of land somewhere else. But what are you gonna do? You living in the projects.
Yeah.
You put a little garden out there, you ain't gonna never partake in it.
Yeah.
You know you ain't, cause when you wake up in the morning, everything gonna be plucked and gone.
And think
More than the corners.
think about how much boo boo grow y'all food. Horse manure, they use that to grow crops. Now they using
Right.
pig slop, all that. All them pigs, where you think they boo boo going? Huh? They got straight fields. If y'all watch that What's the Health, they got fields that shoot out the pig poop onto the fields to grow the crops. Man, look, it's crazy out here. That's why you gotta be prayed up, pray before you eat it, and pray when you're done.
Right.
For real.
And the main thing, like I say, the cooking process, cook over an open flame, impurity's gonna drop in the
drop
fire.
down.
Fire is always a purifier.
Yeah.
It's always gonna purify, you know, so, you know, but now all the fast food, that's why you gotta be careful. Even if you're eating fast food, you can't eat it every day because they cook on a flat grill. Flat grill cook the blood back up in there.
All the
They
impurities
cook all
stay in the
impurities
meat.
go right back up into it. But if you got a grill, you know, Burger King or whatever, they say we cook on an open grill, everything drop.
They draw their grill marks on there.
Oh, that's all they doing. They faking it now, huh? So they back on flat grill.
They going.
That's crazy.
So they trying to fool you, huh?
They come like that from.
And y'all, and it's all due to this microwavable age that we are in. We don't want to take the time to sit down and prepare and get it right. So we go the fast route of doing anything. And the fast route, y'all know what fast route do.
Yeah,
To us as a people, we want it now. We're in the now. If I can't have it now.
you told me that last
Right.
year. I put my
Okay.
microwave in the basement. I ain't
Yeah.
been using it since you said it last year. I'm like, oh,
But almost every house you go in, the microwave on 2 seconds. You like, what was he cooking? Two more seconds. He couldn't wait till the bell rung before you snatched the door open.
hey, that's real. That's straight real. You that hungry. You that full of stomach lust.
Right.
Y'all ready for this lesson? All right, so it's called the will to bestow and the will to receive. So the question is, before we get into the lesson, what do bestow mean? So we're going to look it up in the Old Testament and New Testament concordance, and we're going to look at receive, and we're going to get to the lesson. So the will to bestow, Jews bestow. Matter of fact, go to
Which script?
the first, any first one in the Old Testament, and then go to that 1 John 3 and get that one out of that one. So while you looking it up, I got a question. If anybody got an answer, think y'all know the answer. Why did God create us? What was the So what do that mean? So he created us to praise him, but what do that mean to praise him? So we was created just to keep the commandments. So the Most High, the omnipotent, the omnipotent one that got all knowing, just created us to just follow laws. That's the reason why we was created.
Created his image so we can be just like him.
So we can be just like him. All right, so that's what the bestow is. We was created to be filled. What Most High wanted to do, he wanted to experience all his creations, but he's in spirit and truth. So the only way he can do that is by creating beings and to put in them everything that he contains and watch it play out.
Right.
So, but in order to do that, you have to give a man law, principles, and constructs, because with this much power, every man, they go off. So this is where the commandments came in at. But if you ask the average Hebrew what we was created for, they say we was created to keep the commandments. So that's all I was created for? Just to serve and keep the commandments? No, we was created to rule, to be kings. We was created to be gods. We was created to be gods. Yeah. And that's what the bestow is. He created us to give us something. Bestow means to give. But in order to give, you need somebody on the receiving end, right? So we are on the receiving end long as we moving within the laws, long as we have a purified consciousness and a purified body. That's the only way to receive. Everybody want to receive something from another person, but they not willing to commit the laws to receive or bring themselves to a certain conscience to receive anything. Like somebody say, I want $1 million. You want $1 million, but you a whore. You want $1 million, but you like to gamble. You want $1 million, but you like to drink too much and smoke. All your stuff gonna get spent on stuff that just have to do with you and nothing to do with humanity. Right. So you're not prepared to receive what the $1 million would do if you get bestowed with it. Y'all see what I'm saying? Right. So what is we supposed to be receiving, and how do we set up our consciousness and our bodies to receive what the Most High have created to bestow upon us? And we just said we was created to be like him. So how do we be like the Most High? So that's what we're going to talk about. So we're going to look up the definitions first, and then we're going to get into it. Because it's something that we always be missing, and that's power. We was created to have all power, but we ain't got none. Why is that? Huh? We can't even control ourselves. We want to control everybody else. Right. Why is that? Come on, bro.
It's H5148. It's not call. Mm-hmm. To lead, guide, to lead, bring, Strong's definition, a primitive route, to guide, by implication, to transport, to exile, or as colonists, bestow, bring, govern, guide, lead, forth, put straight.
So it's to bring forth something. So whenever somebody bestows something to you, they bringing forth something that's already in you. Now he created us in his image and his likeness, meaning all of his essence was already in us, but it was something untapped that needed to be bestowed. So when he bestowed upon us this power, he just drew it out of within us. He just drew it out of us. Because remember, we was created in his image and in his likeness, but it was untapped. And that's the whole thing about the serpent in the garden. She like, look, I'm gonna untap this conscience, but I'm gonna do it the wrong way. I'm gonna do it the cheat code. Instead of you working and developing these consciousness, I'm just gonna go and give you the cheat code. Here go the tree of knowledge, good and evil. You wanna be wise, right? You wanna be as God. She never thought, I'm like, I was created in the image of God and after his likeness, and she fell for the okie doke. Huh? She fell for the okie doke. Let's look at the one in the New Testament.
You said the one in John?
Yeah, 1 John 3. What matter of love the Most High bestowed upon us. Then we're gonna look at receive. We're gonna get into the lesson. But like the more and more we really start reading, you will see that there's a very thin line between giving and receiving. It's actually the same thing if you playing your role the way you're supposed to play it. Like for instance, say if Tavi, say if I know everything you like to eat, and one day I just wanted to cook for my brother. Call you Shalom King. I know you like lamb, this and that. You like your wine like this, you like this, like that. I'm gonna cook you a feast. You don't have to bring nothing. Just come, and I know everything you like. I know you like this TV show, you like your Bible, like this and that. Come, eat this food, watch your TV show, and we can get into some scriptures, and then you come. So at this point, I'm the one bestowing on you. I'm the one giving, right? So you get to this house, you get to this place, and you see all this, you like, dang, my bruh straight love me. He hooked me up. Notice he loved me. He loved me so much, he willing to give me everything I want. He hooked me up. So at this point, you recognize me as bestowing and giving to you. Well, at this very same time, you make a conscious decision to be like, hold on, bro, I ain't got nothing to give you. So you turn down the food. You turn down the food. So me on my end, I'll be like, look, bro, I need you to eat this food. I need you to drink this wine. I need you to watch this TV show. I need you to study these scriptures because that fulfills me by giving to you. You see? So who is the one really giving? If I need you to eat all this stuff, I need you to be in a position for me to give to you. So am I the one really receiving? Think about it. Because me feeding you is what fulfills me. Me giving to you is what fulfills me. And if you turn it away, at this point, I can't be the bestower. And that's what I need. I need to receive that feeling of giving. So the moment you make the constant decision to be like, no, I don't want that, is the moment I can't do my purpose, which is bestow. And that's what we do when we turn our back from the gifts that God tried to give us. We stopping him from giving us what we was created for in the first place. So what is the difference between giving and receiving? There's no difference at all. What's up, bro?
Is that, well, I'm not sure, but is that what they mean by it's better to give than receive?
Exactly. It's better to give to receive because giving is receiving. The same thing. So this exchange that we got going on with the Most High, it's an everlasting back and forth consciousness because we're all one. So when you give, you're actually giving to the Most High. When you receive, you're actually receiving for the Most High. All you are is a transmitter. Everything goes through you the end way and come out the other way.
Right.
So by me feeding you, by me giving you water, by me, if you thirsting, I'm giving you drink, by me loving you, by me keeping the commandments and not sinning against you, I'm actually getting something from it too, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I am bestowing, you are receiving, and by you receiving, you bestow to me and I receive. I know it sounds crazy, but do y'all get it though? Yeah, and look there, just like we were saying about how the fish eat the dirt out of the sea, and then the regular fish are clean for us to eat. It all is a system. Yeah. And the moment somebody stop playing their role, is the moment all of this be out of whack. Absolutely. And God is not the author of what, y'all? Confusion. If it's confused, he is not in the midst of it. That means somebody is not playing their part.
Right. But just like the Most High said, God, wherefore have we seen you naked? Wherefore have we seen you thirsty?
Yeah.
He says, hey, when you gave my brother clothes,
you gave it to me.
When you seen him thirsty, you gave him drink, you gave him drink.
Perfect scripture. That explains all of it.
Amen.
That explains all of it. You gotta.
It's G 1325. Ditto me. Spell it. Bestowed. To give something to someone.
So to give something to someone, but remember, it was already installed in us. He's just bringing it and drawing it out, right? And this lets you know how low of a conscience some of us are on. That like it's somebody waiting to give us and untap this conscience and all this power that's within us, but we too busy worried about ourselves that we don't even see that something lies in us that's greater than you. It's something that's greater than all of y'all here. Something greater than all of us here, but we too busy stuck on ego and what we want for self that we don't see the bigger picture in nothing.
Right.
And that stops this whole will to bestow and will to receive. What will means is intentions. That's the will. The will to bestow. My intentions are to give you power. So if that's my intentions, your intentions have to be to receive the power. If I'm the only one giving and you're not trying to receive, then what is going on here? You're making my purpose hard out here. You're making my purpose hard. So what the Most High do? He finds somebody else to give to. And if that one don't receive, he finds somebody else until somebody do receive. Now you looking like you got the boo-boo face.
Right.
Huh? Because you denied the very power that the Most High is trying to give you for free. And guess what that power is, y'all? Salvation. Right. Freedom. So was you created to keep commandments? If you already keeping commandments in this moral law, the commandments don't exist to you. You're already keeping the law. You're already keeping it. Huh? The law was created for the lawless.
Right.
So what was Adam and Eve put on here to do? To reign, to be kings, to be queens, to be a god, to be a goddess, to actually rule the entire planet. That's what we supposed to be here doing. Why we not moving like that? Huh? That's the question. Why we not moving like that? Carnal lust. You doing what you want to do.
Right.
You thinking about I, and not thinking about us.
Me.
Yep, me's. You, the I, the ego, and not thinking about the Christ mind. Because his mentality was you, here you go, the clothes off my back, you need to be healed. I don't need no place to sleep. Here go bread. You thirsty, here go drink. Let me manipulate matter and give y'all fish. Why? Notice he never did anything for himself. Notice that. If you actually get into them scriptures, he didn't want to die. But he like, look, if this your will be done, then your will be done. Why have you forsaken me, Father? Just restore to me what I had in the beginning.
Right.
He didn't want to go through that torture and pain, but he knew he had to do it for who? For us.
Right.
Who is doing that these days? Today a Negro won't get off his couch to go pick up his brother because his favorite show on.
Right.
And with line swarping down, he ain't got no gas. Test him. I got gas money. Well, I got gas money. Come on.
Boy, you call back in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Of one's own accord, to give one something to his advantage.
You see that? To give one something to what? His advantage. Come on.
Right.
To bestow a gift, to grant, to give one asking, let have, to supply, furnish, necessary things, to give over, deliver, to reach out.
You hear that? To reach out. So the Most High did not create us to be slaves.
Right.
That is an illusion. Who tempted us to be slaves is Satan and them
That's
watchers.
right.
That's why they taught y'all enchantments. That's why they taught y'all incantation. That's why they taught us wars. That's why they taught us how to make breastplates and shields. Because they was trying to enslave us to fight against our God. God came and created us to rule. They dumbed us down and used us as their puppets to break commandments and fight back against the one that tried to bestow power on us in the first place. And we still doing it to the very day. Every time you sin, you war against your father. You war against the one that tried to free your mind in the first place.
Right.
Makes no sense. Come on, Hebrew.
To give over to one's care, entrust, commit, something to be administered, to give or commit to someone something to be religiously observed, to give what is due, or obligator.
That's it. We finish it off. Let's get into this lesson. So we're gonna start it off in Genesis. Yeah, it's gonna go long and long. Yeah. All right, we're gonna start off in Genesis 1, chapter 26.
26.
You already know we on it. You already know. Same spirit, King. Same spirit. So let's see if our minds are prepared to receive what the Most High is trying to bestow on us. Let's see if our bodies are sanctified and purified enough to receive what the Most High got in store for us. Let's see if we humble and we love enough to receive the love that God got for us. Let's see. So we're going to start in Genesis 1. Start at verse 26, bro.
26.
Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 26. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image.
You see that? So the Elohim looked at Christ. Yahweh, the Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh looked at Christ and said, you know what? Let us create man in our image. Now, why did he have that thought? Why did the Most High have that thought in the first place to even create us? What was the point of creating us? Obviously, the Most High has so much power and so much magnificence, he needed somebody to recognize this. He needed somebody to see what was going on. He needed to give somebody divine will and choice, predestinated choice, to see if they gonna choose darkness or light. Is they gonna love him or love themselves? And it started off good until Slick Willie pulled up, and he tempted. Like, why do we always want to know so, like, we just ain't never satisfied. Ego is never satisfied, ever. And he created us to rule. He created us to be kings. He has so much power, still got so much power, the omnipotent, the omnipresence, that he wanted to put this in somebody else so they can recognize it and be glorified in it. The reason you were created is for you can live a blissful, eternal life of happiness, of peace. And 9 times out of 10, half of you Negroes ain't happy and half of you niggas at war. How is that possible when we wasn't created for that? Huh?
Right.
So the first thing you ask, when you ask a brother what they was created for, they automatically go into slavery. Well, I was created to listen. I was created to be commanded to do such and such. I was created to work a 9 to 5. 401k, nigga. Like, what?
Right.
So you was created to work for the white man all your life. So you was created to just serve. Look, you was created to just serve. God created you just to keep commandments. No, that is not true. He created you to be glorified. But you, man, have something in them where they get too big-headed and proud, so he needs the commandments as a measuring stick as, nigga, you going too far.
Right.
That's what the commandments for. It's a measuring stick for when you take it too far. Because you feeling yourself, you feeling that glorification, you feeling that power. But you can't, it's a stick, you ain't Christ and you ain't Yod Hey Wah Hey. That's what the commandments for. Stay in pocket, little brother.
That's right.
That's what it's for. So we have to get this slave mentality out of our consciousness. Like, we want to be slaves so bad. Negro, don't you go to work enough? Huh? Come on.
Let us make man in our image, after our likeness.
Yeah.
And let them have dominion.
Let them what?
Let them have dominion.
So let them rule. So you was created to rule over things. Now what you was created to rule over? Go ahead.
Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the earth, and over the cattle, and over all the earth.
You see that? Let them have dominion. Let them have powers in the spirit, the air. Let them have powers in the seas, the waters, and let them have power over all the earth. This is what you was created to do. But you can't even rule and reign in your own body.
Right.
This is how low you fell as a conscious man. You used to rule the earth, the air, everything that moved inside of the air, all the fowls of the air, and the sea and everything in it. And now you can't even control your attitude. Now you can't even control your feelings and your emotions. Huh? What is that? How did we fall so low? Like, we straight in a sunken place for real. Huh? And we've done failed through so many levels of consciousness, it takes a long way to get back up. That's why we got to get rid of all the nonsense, all the attitudes, all the I, ego, and myself, and think about each other. The quickest key to unlocking your consciousness is love.
That's right.
That's the quickest key to unlocking your consciousness, love. To realize that it ain't just you. It ain't just you and you, it is us.
Right.
You hurt, I hurt. Somebody died. Like, notice what Mally was saying. Like, we hear about brothers getting, like the Keisha Jenkins girl. Huh? We make jokes up out of it. I just looked on Facebook today. They got all of her private pictures on there when her pants down, her breast out, when she got killed. How did these get on the internet? People laughing about it. They making theme songs up about this. That's not love. That's hatred. But then you will turn around and tell yourself that you have a good heart. Huh? But you want to be powerful though. We don't deserve, well, I ain't gonna say we. Most of these wicked men don't deserve this power. What they gonna do with it? They gonna do the same thing this heathen doing with it now. They're gonna have personal slaves. They're gonna be messing up the food. They're gonna be charging you interest on land that's not yours. If you had the same power right now that the white man got, what would you do different from the white man? Think about it. Nothing. Because in y'all hearts, y'all be wicked just like him. Right. But then turn around and point the finger at him and say it's all his fault.
That's right.
How can we be in a position to receive any type of authority and powers over principalities if we moving like that? But we'll turn around and say we part of the brotherhood and the faith of Yahushua. You's a liar. Come on, Hebrew.
And over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Come on.
So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female.
No, just male.
Male and female.
Male and female.
Created he them.
Created he them. So now check this out. Notice after it told you what he was creating man for, it says, and then he did it. So once he established, look, I'm going to create man to control the air, to control the sea, and to control the earth and everything in them. So then he made man in his image, male and female. So in order to control these type of elements, don't you think you have to have a high level of consciousness? How much consciousness do you really have to control all of earth and all the things that's possessed inside of earth? All the seas and all the things that's possessed inside the seas. All the airs and all the fowls that's in the air. You working with so many different lives and bloodlines and spirits and the shaman nefesh, so many elements. What type of man is doing all this? He had to be a God.
Right.
God created gods. Christ came on earth to show you that you are God. You are me. There's no you, there's no I, there's only us. That's what Christ's purpose was.
That's right.
And to show us to get off the wicked sinning, get off the I and ego, because it's contrary with me and my Father. His whole point was to show you, you're no different from me. You are Christ, just put on me. We forget that Christ is also a concept. Christ is a way of living, a lifestyle, a concept. We know that he's a man that manifested in flesh. We know that he's a spirit that sat on the right hand, is back on the right hand next to the Father. We know that he's a messianic nation of people, but he's also a concept. Why are we not living this concept? This is what's keeping us from this power. This is what's keeping us in yokes and spiritual yokes and chains. Come on, you bro.
And Elohim blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
So not only did he create them, he said, this same omnipotence I gave to you, have children and give the same to them. What are we teaching our children? Nothing. Twerking.
Amen.
Doing all kinds of things in front of them, messing with their minds. Like what is going on? Like how low have we become? And then we teaching it to the next generation and the next generation. And do y'all know generational curses are real? They're real.
That's right.
They're real. And it's not only through the bloodline. It's through the spirit too. These things pass down. Boy, you a thief just like your damn daddy.
Right.
How the hell did you pass that through the blood? Let you know that these things come down. What are we doing for our children? What are we doing to our children? What are we doing to ourselves? But you say you love me. You don't even love yourself. How you love me? Which means you don't love God. That's what's keeping us from this power, love. We don't know how to love. We forgot how to love. All we think is me, take, and never give. Never us. That's our problem. You worried about how you gonna feel. You do things to satisfy you.
Right.
I had a long talk with a brother the other day, and we was talking about being a father, and he was saying this is exactly what he said. He said, I need to start getting my children more. I'm like, brother, me too. I'm agreeing. I'm like, man, me too. Like, these children need us. This Negro said this. He ain't even peep what he said. He said, yeah, that'll get the baby mamas off my back. Yeah, I know the children will love that. So, hold on, Negro. You finna be a good father just to be perceived as a good father? You're not going to be a good father because your children need you in your life? So you only a good father because you want people to see you as a good father? That's self. That's ego.
Right.
That's ego. It's vainglory. You don't even get no type of recognition by the Father for that. So if y'all moving curiously, if y'all breaking all these commandments, what do you want the power for? Obviously it's for self and it's not for everybody else.
That's right.
That's why we ain't got it. Because if we get it, we gonna use it to do wickedness the same way the heathen do it. Come on, you bro.
Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Now, Pete, he already said this before with Adam and Eve and Kawa, right? He said, y'all be fruitful and multiply, y'all have children, and he gave this same command to them, to the children. Rule earth, rule the air, rule the seas. So this just wasn't for Adam and Eve. Isn't we children of Adam?
Yeah.
So this means this was for us too. Let's stop there right there. Let's go to Isaiah 43, 1-7. Remember, the will to bestow and the will to receive. Is we in a position to receive salvation right now? Is we in a position to receive power right now? If you got power all over the world right now, you have the power to control the air, the fowls in the air, the seas, the fish in the seas, the earth, and every cattle and creeping, crawling thing in the earth. What would you do with it? 9 times out of 10, some of these wicked Negroes will use that to blaspheme the Father, just like Satan and these devils did. Like, is you even ready to receive this stuff? What's crazy is we ask for these things daily. We ask for the best wife. We ask for the best husband. We ask for the best children. We ask for the biggest house. We ask for money in our bank account. We ask for the nicest cars. But it's like, what would you do once you get it? What you gonna do with that? With the mindset you got. You don't even have the mindset to operate and control all these things. So you get it and you be boastful with it. You get it and you use them for the wrong things. But then you asking for power for the heavens and the earth? Negro, please. The Most High is up there mocking and laughing. He like, y'all on kindergarten consciousness.
Right.
You asking for some high school stuff. It ain't coming. It ain't going. Come on.
That was you.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 1. But now, thus saith the Lord, that created thee, O Jacob.
That did what?
That created thee, O Jacob.
So who created Yahweh, which is our father, that had 12 tribes, we from the 4th? The Lord did.
Lord.
Come on.
And he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name.
You hear that?
Thou art mine.
You hear that? He said he called by his name. So he put a possession tag on us. We are his.
Right.
So if we are his, now remember, everything from the Father, the Son inherited. So it's something that we need to inherit that we ain't inherited yet. And that's eternal life. That's power. That's salvation. That's the gift to bestow, to heal. All these things. Come on.
When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned.
You see that? And all this happened. We passed through the Red Sea. Did we get wet?
No.
Abraham and them, Shadrach, Meshach, and the bad Negro. They was in the fiery furnace. Did they get burnt?
No.
So we see all these things he's talking about happen. So we see power manifested time and time again. But when it comes to us manifesting power, we think so little of ourselves that we would never receive it because we think so little of ourselves. We think that we're slaves to this system. We think that we're slaves to our God. God didn't create us to be his slaves. He created us to be like him. But there's guidelines. He's Abba. When he lay down rules, they must be followed.
That's right.
Come on.
Neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. Verse 3. For I am Yahweh thy power, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee.
Come on.
Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable.
You see that? He said we was precious and we were honorable. Why we ain't precious no more amongst each other? Remember, he never left us. He never forsake Israel. We forsaken each other. Ain't no honor amongst us no more. Ain't no honor amongst these. We stealing from each other. Bearing false witness on one another. We doing everything against the book on each other.
That's right.
But then we'll turn around and say, you love me, or I love you, or I love God. God is with us. Come on.
And I have loved thee. Therefore will I give men for thee, and people for thy life.
You see that? He will give other nations up for us to keep us living, to keep us alive, to keep us having eternal life. But in order for us to do that, we have to be walking in his commandments, walking after his marvelous light, seeking light and not darkness. You can't have power with darkness. It's already wickedness in high places that have this power. So if you tap into that, it ain't yours anyway. And the thing with Satan is you gotta give it back, right back. Yeah, you can have it for a little season, but his clock ticking too. If you accomplish, you get locked up with him. He got a life sentence in the lake of fire.
That's right.
With some hideous angels. Ain't no escaping, ain't no prison escape. Y'all want to have something to do with that? When you was created for the judgment, the lake of fire wasn't even created for you. It was created for the angels, the fallen ones, the watchers. But when you become a messenger of Satan, you become an angel of Satan. You become a fallen one. You be called one of these wicked spirits. So now you have made this place for you. The lake of fire don't exist to you if you keeping the commandments and you are in Yahweh Shah. There's no condemnation for those that are in who? Christ. Hallelujah. Come on with it.
Verse 5. Fear not, for I am with thee.
See that? Notice he always say fear. Fear not. Because when he say fear not, that means he's finna give you something. Whenever he tell you don't fear, he gonna give you something. Just like when we're reading the Timothy's. He didn't create the heart of fear, but he created you to have power, to have glory. This is what we was created for. Come on.
I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth.
Now read verse 7 slow. Listen up, y'all.
Even every one that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory.
So what y'all was created for? It's glory. What is glory, y'all? Glory is splendor, brilliancy, radiance, light, power, joy. So we was created for God to be like, I did that. You know, that was me. That was all me right there. Ain't that something that, yeah, he's the boaster. We can't boast over nothing. We are nothing. He can do that. But ain't that something that we want to put our bodies and minds, spirits, and consciousness in to be able for God to be able looking like, yeah, that's all me. Like how he bragged on Abraham. He's like, look, that's a friend indeed. That's me. I love him. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for him, y'all wouldn't even exist, to be honest with you.
That's right.
Or my son in whom I am well pleased.
Whom I am well pleased. He's
Right.
bragging. Like he did with Job. He like, nigga, please. You can go tempt him. Don't kill him, though. But I'm going to show you. Like, don't y'all want to be in that position where the Most High just, you know what I'm saying, to brag on you like that? That's what he created us for. But we done fell so low as men, and we so into ourselves and what we want for self that we can't even reach these higher states of consciousness and put down sin and kick the devil out the front door. Instead, we in bed with him constantly. Huh? Being two-faced, fence-straddling. 1 minute you dark, the next minute you light. What's up with that? Huh? We know that light and darkness cannot dwell with each other.
That's right.
That contrary, just like the flesh, the ego, the carnal mind, and the spirit. And we know that the law became what? Spiritual. Because we are spiritual beings. Why we not acting like it? Huh? Come on.
I have formed him. Yea, I have made
You
him.
can stop it right there. So he said, even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. Let's go to the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. So what y'all was created for? So what do the Most High want to bestow on y'all? Power. So y'all got to be in a position to receive it, though.
Alright. They getting it.
Yeah, they getting it, huh?
What's up? All praise.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. Yeah, we just think so little of ourselves. And I know we ain't supposed to be, I know we supposed to be humbled and meek and all of that. But he ain't say just, you know, I ain't ish. I'm a slave. And
Right.
we ain't supposed to be in that mind frame at all. How is you going to crawl outside of this low consciousness if you don't motivate yourself and each other?
Right. And humble don't make you weak or bow down.
You got one?
Humble make
have
you
it.
respect the giver of this power he's talking about, that you will always acknowledge where it comes from, because you know the source where you received it from.
Straight
If you
up.
try to take credit for that, then you're not humble anymore.
Yeah.
You're plagiarizing now. You're basically taking ownership of something that you know don't belong to you. It's like Crips and Bloods hollering, "This my block."
Right. Don't own none of that.
Okay,
thing.
so you got tax receipts
Right.
for Coke Bread.
There shouldn't be no taxes if it's yours.
Right, it's yours.
Right. Well, you own it, so somebody paying you tributary.
Right.
So, you know, somebody should have, or you got some form of paperwork that says that I am the boss of this land, you know, but it's based off of robbing somebody else. So, you know, the mindset is that's the same way with Satan, because
58.
before he got to everything he was talking about, there was a war in heaven.
Yeah.
Before man was created. That's how Satan was already in the garden waiting. He like, I done already took a third of your creation at the beginning. I got a third of them. What you got up next, man and woman? Oh, that's gonna be my playground. Me and my boys here who can't die yet,
He like, look,
we got a master plan for your next creation.
we've been practicing this since the beginning of the eon.
What you said?
We-
What's his mindset today? My boy.
Me and my boys, this third here.
Think about how boastful he is. He's the master manipulator. He's like, look, I'm cold with sorcery. Just put me in a ring with him. Father, I got him. Put me in a ring with him.
And y'all think about how he manifests and how he transfers his energy. Now, Sunday doctrine will say we're at war with Satan for 365 days, but the end of this month, Halloween, they're gonna play with it.
Trunk or treat. At church.
They call it a Hallelujah Festival.
Hallelujah Festival.
They didn't blaspheme it like that.
That's
boy.
what they call it now,
Oh,
to play with the devil and to pass energy from him. Oh, come on now, we've been beating up on him all year. Can't we show the love of God to say? And that's exactly what you see on that show that's on TV every Monday night. Lucifer. He's solving crimes now, and there's a demon living with one of the detectives, and she babysits the daughter.
So he fighting crime now?
He's fighting crime. Well, look, if y'all understand it now, he fights crime now because he asks you the first thing, what is crime?
Right. Right.
Not doing what the Father instructed us to do. Oh, okay. Then you want to play with crime?
Right.
It pays handsomely. Where do you think the term crime pays come from?
Right, yeah.
That's from Satan.
Surely you won't die.
You won't die, crime pays. And you see them counting the money on Facebook. They counting their crime in front of those that'll come and get it and take it all from them.
Yep.
That's all still orchestrated by Lucifer.
Yeah.
He's still doing it.
Yeah.
And look, and like I say, his favorite part in the show is he look into the eyes of everybody he get. They think he's, you know, they still ain't figured out who he is yet, but he'll look at him, he'll ask him, what do you really want? Come on, now look, I hear you talking about going to church and feeding the homeless, but what do you want?
He say, cut to the chase.
Cut through the chase, and they spirit just so far. Well, I always want to dress in women clothing, and then they snap right out of it, and then he know what you want now.
Now he's tempting you. He's tempting you. And you know what he do? He wait till you go to sleep. He know what you want now. He gonna wait till you go to sleep. Them guards down.
Right.
You know, we can't. A lot of brothers can't control their subconscious mind. He gonna give you exactly what you want.
Right.
You wake up.
Now everything coming through the mail is Liberace catalogs.
Straight up. That mail will get you, boy. Are we done with that? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 2. And then
But y'all don't have the Apocrypha. He got it up on the board. Y'all can read along. The Apocrypha is writings, part of the Bible.
Okay.
They match right up with the scriptures, you know. The 66 books are summaries, first 5, you know, put down by Moses of all of these books gathered together, what he received those instructions for 40 days and 40 nights. So these are good readings. They just get into day-to-day details of what Bruh been explaining. They go into detail.
Yeah.
We starting that?
We're going to start at verse 22.
Verse 22. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 22. As for the mysteries of Yah, they knew them not. Neither hoped they for the wages of righteousness, nor discerned a reward for blameless souls.
Y'all hear that? And look, that's one of these things that come with this power that he bestowed upon you. That's why I says you read that Ephesians to make you known the mystery since the beginning, or the mystery of the church. Like once that's part of this power, that's part of this bestowing that you can receive if you in pocket and you start positioning yourself to put out love and be loved correctly and keeping this law of light, keeping these commandments. You'll start knowing the mysteries.
That's right.
So showing you in the beginning, he was lying to Eve. She wanted to be wise. She wanted to know the mysteries. All she had to do was do what was told for her to do, which was to be a goddess, to be a queen. Listen to your husband. And that very thing she didn't do, and now she was made wise to know good and evil, but for that, we all die. For that, we all die. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, when you read that, that's very heavy, man, because this is the opposite of the scripture where it say, for the wages of sin is
death.
Right.
Yeah.
This saying, where reward for the blameless souls, it got to be light.
Yeah.
And wages of righteousness.
Wages of righteousness is life.
Righteous wages. What you get paid for being righteous.
Eternal life, power, glorified bodies. What matter of love that the Most High bestowed upon us, that one day we shall be called sons of Elohim. That's the gift. The gift that he's trying to show you is salvation. Salvation is everlasting life and freedom, not in contempt.
Right.
And freedom.
Right. It's not retirement, it grants form.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight up. Come on, bro.
Verse 23. For Yah created man to be immortal.
What did he create man for? We already know he created us for his glory. Now he created us for what? To live forever. Who don't want that? Who don't want to be glorified forever? Living forever in radiance light with power over everything. Manipulating matter. Huh? I'm pretty sure my glorified body looks nothing like this. I'm short. I'm pretty sure I got a couple more feet on me in my glorified body.
You at least hoping
Just saying, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it wrong. I'm cool in this body, but my glorified body though, it's not yet appeared what it shall be. But I know it's better than this. Who don't want that? So if we want that, then why are we constantly sinning to self? Huh? Look, the biggest thing that Satan has ever done is to make you believe that he don't exist, and then when you believe that he do exist, you automatically say that he's different from you. You battling with your own demons.
That's right.
Satan's inside of you. That's your lower members. That's using your ego to satisfy your stomach, using your ego to satisfy that lower member, using your ego to satisfy your voice, your eyes, and all of these things. Like in all actuality, yes, he is his separate entity, but just like Christ breaks down in three components, which is a concept, which is a man, a spirit, and a nation of people, the Antichrist is the same thing. Same thing with Satan. He is a concept. This concept lives within inside of you. What is the battle within? What was Paul talking about in Romans 7? This stuff that was in his members. He said Satan was in him. Huh? Warring. So at this point, once you recognize that you are God in the flesh, that you are a God. I'm not saying capital G, capital O, capital D. I'm not saying that you're the omnipotent, and I'm not saying that you're Christ. I'm saying once you realize that he created you to be a God, and you'll realize that you manipulate matter, and that your destiny is what you think. Out of your thoughts proceed the issues of life. Whatever a man thinketh, so is he. Once you really believe that, you won't have no choice but to take responsibility for your own actions.
That's right.
And that's what the Negro's scared of. That's what he's scared of. Because you realize that everything that happens to you is because of you. And honestly, a lot of bros just too weak to change that.
Just
Right.
want to play the victim.
That's it.
You want to blame everybody else.
Yeah. I don't got no power because it was that woman you gave me. He like, nah, bro, what did I tell you? Huh? It was that Satan that you sent. She like, nah, what did I tell you? Huh? And he pointing the finger. It was her. It was both. It was everybody. See what I'm saying? When is we going to start turning the finger towards ourselves? If I check my spirit, it don't leave you in no position but to check yours.
That's right.
Huh? Why we got to rush to see who say sorry first? Huh? If you realize you wrong, you wrong. Huh? Why everything have to be a pissing contest with each other? Huh? In all actuality, you in competition with yourself. We are one. Mally say it all the time. We don't be playing when we say that it sound funny, but look, there's no you, there's no I, there's literally only us, and that us is the concept of Christ. Christ is also a lifestyle. Like we just dumb him down to the one that sit on the right throne and the one that manifested in flesh and died for our sins. Like he ain't bigger than that. Y'all know what concept mean? That means a broad spectrum of all things consistent in one. Huh? It's unlimited consciousness when you think about Christ and the concept of him. Why we only narrow him down to these things? He's a lifestyle. And when you put on this lifestyle, you become him. You become that concept of him. That's how you receive your power. That's how you get your power.
That's right.
That's why it talks about two atoms. One was made of earth and the other was made of a quickening what? Spirit. Them two are one. We have to get this concept. That's what will get us out of bondage and really unlock our consciousness. Come on, Hebrew.
And made him to be an image of his own eternity.
So not only did he create us to be immortal, meaning we can't die, so you're going to live forever, whether it's in a low conscious state, which we call the lake of fire, or a high conscious state, which we call the God body of the kingdom of heaven that resides inside of man. Either or, you're going to live forever. But he said, I created you for my eternity, meaning he created you to dwell forever with him. Huh? What? Ain't this a beautiful gift?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even thought of. He thought of you to make you a God and to rule forever. And you wouldn't even hear it. You didn't even exist. Y'all can't even fathom the concept of not existing. This is how deep this is. He created you out of thin air. Huh? Come on, Christ, go make me a soul. How do you make a soul? How is that even possible? Just, create me a soul and a spirit and, wrap it in some dirt and let me breathe into it and it's going to become a living organism. Like, can y'all even... My brain hurt trying to think about it. Let me get, you know what I'm saying? And he did all of that. He did all of that work just to bestow on you all of his majesty, all of his powers. That's the thing about Yahweh, and that's the thing about his son. He ain't like Negroes on the streets. You ask for a job, he gonna give you the whole business. He gonna, look, come work for me and I'm gonna show you how to have your own business. You don't have to be under bondage to me. That's how the Most High is. He creates you to be free. He don't create you to serve. He don't create you to serve. We have to keep the commandments because we started breaking the commandments. Y'all get it? Only reason why we keep the commandments because we started breaking them. We was created to be free. Free and do the will of the Father. The will of the Father is the will of us because bestowing and receiving is the same thing. Y'all understand that? Come on.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil.
See that? Whenever you see some good stuff, whenever you see righteousness, this slick willy nigga always have to be around. Everything going good. He created you to be immortal. He created you to live for eternity. But that fallen one is still inside that garden. That fallen one is still inside our members. That fallen one is still inside your mind. And you submitting to that fallen one is the reason why you weak and you powerless. You choose darkness. You chose it. Ain't no point, no finger games. Ain't no he made me do it. No, he did exactly what Daniel Solomon said. No. Let's cut to the chase. What do you really want? And you start thinking about all that ego, all that lust, these fleshly things. And he bring it to you. And you take it. You took the bait. He's a hook, line, and sinker. You're done. Come on, bro.
Came death into the world. And they that do hold of his side do find.
You see that? So look, this lets you know bestowing and receiving go both ways. You want wickedness, guess what you get? Wickedness. You want righteousness, guess what you get? Righteousness. That shows you that the fruit that you bear from your tree is because you wanted it there. Let's go to Ephesians. Ephesians 2.
And let me say this too. We're going to Ephesians 2. And seeing that script said, and envy of the devil came in. So what is envy? Envy is I want what you got.
Exactly.
So when envy of the devil came in, that third of angels that fell envy his brightness and his glory, and they wanted it. So they like, how do we get what you got? But it wasn't, he stopped them at you getting what I got and then say where he got it from.
Yeah.
So that's what the problem was. He convinced them that it was his own power. And pride deceived him. That's what it says. That's what Moses said. He said, Satan, pride was found in you.
Yeah.
Even though I created you the most beautiful angel out of all of them, pride was found in your inner being. That's why there's no head above the serpent. And there was nobody that convinced Satan. So when you hear camps teach that the Most High created evil and he created good, like it's a set of evil demons sitting on the right side like this, waiting for their turn. Nobody tricked Satan into Satan. Satan is the father of all of wickedness. Nobody tricked him. It came from within him. There wasn't no evil spirits that tempted him. Because if it was when he's locked up, it would still be crime out in the world when he get locked up for 1,000 years.
Exactly.
But there's no problems when he locked up, right?
Right. Well, that's deep right there. That's deep.
So when he released, what happens as soon as he get released?
All hell break out. That's crazy if you really think about that.
Yeah, so we have to be careful on the war that was in the heaven before man was even thought about. Y'all, how long that went on, we don't know.
We was born into a war, man.
We was born into a war. See, when you watch Terminator, you have to start watching movies differently.
Just like you said.
You have to start looking at why this producer put this out like this. It wasn't his own imagination. He wasn't just thinking, I think I'm going to do a story about a robot and and where you think he getting that idea from?
Name it Judgment Day.
Name it Judgment Day and all of these things. He's not just, that's not his own imagination. That's him taking credit
for his own, you're right.
For an event that happened long before he was ever thought of. He want credit for it. He's a plagiarizer.
Yeah.
And he makes you think that this is me, just like Satan told Eve in the beginning, like bro is saying. God don't want you to know what I know. Well, what do you know that God don't know?
Exactly. Like if she would have just had any type of wisdom on her to really think, she would have been like, you trying to bamboozle me. What you mean to make to be one wise? He just told me I can be the one wise. All I got to do is follow my husband. Like she missed it.
Envy of the devil.
It's a woman, and I ain't trying to take nothing from no women, but that's why he went at her. He didn't go at Adam, because Adam was going to be like, hey,
Weaker vessel.
the Most High said, beat it.
The weaker vessel.
Well,
He went to the weaker vessel.
but he went to all the male angels first.
Yeah, you sure that's your true boy.
Shit, it ain't no, he don't care about size. He just figured that's part of you.
Yeah, he slick with it.
I need to get to that, to get to you. It's still the male I'm after.
Yeah.
Because he's in charge.
Yeah.
I'm just using to go through that energy route that way.
Right.
But my whole objective is you.
Yeah. That
I'm
door-
after you, not your woman.
She opened the
I don't
door
care
for
nothing
you.
about her.
She opened the door for you.
I need to get that door open so I can come after you.
Because remember in the book of Adam and Eve, he flat out told her. She was like, why are you doing us like this, Satan? He like, girl, shut up. I did this because your husband.
Right.
Hey, he flat out told her. It's because of you, Adam. It's because of, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing was envy. It was envy. And he envied Adam and he envied Christ. Because he was made to basically to bow down before them. He
That's
had to
right.
bow down before the image of God, and he couldn't stomach it. He like, hold on, I've been here way before this Negro.
Right.
Huh? I've been trying to fight for Christ's position this long. Now you telling me I'm gonna have to bow down? No, it ain't going down like that. So he conned his little conjurings and they left.
Right.
Fell in the garden. And look, we was born into a war. But the thing is, we have to realize that we was born into a war. So whose side are we fighting on?
Right.
Huh? Have you ever thought like where did makeup come from? Why do I speak the way I do? Why do we say good morning? This everything that you do is made to actually curse your God. You was created to be this powerful one in this war to help fight against darkness. Now you've been tricked and bamboozled to fight against the light. Now it's time to switch sides. Go back to which we came from. Sons of light. Huh? Sons of light. Come on, Hebrew, where was it?
You said Ephesians 1.
Yeah, Ephesians 2. Ephesians 2, 1 through 10.
Ephesians 2, 1 through 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
The will to bestow and the will to receive. We'll tell you for y'all, we still hear some of y'all flipping. Oh, we all good.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
So you see that? So he done quickened us. So remember, there's two resurrections. The resurrection that you do once your physical body died, and then there's a resurrection of your consciousness when sin becomes dead to you. That's why we died with a Mashiach when he died on the cross. That sin became dead to us and we resurrected our minds inside of his body. That's why we make up the body of the church. Come on.
Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this
You
world.
see that? You walk according to the course of this world. This world wasn't like that at first. When Adam and Eve ruled the world, did nothing die. Wasn't no sin actually being committed in this world, only through Satan and the angels in the garden. Other than that, man didn't sin. Man had to be introduced to sin before sin started happening. That's why they was blind to the fact. Why you think he told them what to do and what not to do? They ain't know. Come on.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
Now who is the prince of the power of the earth? It goes back to who? Satan. You see, so this same war is still going on that happened in the beginning. This same war. And instead of taking power from the actual source, which is Yod Hey Wah, we taking power from Satan. Come on.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Now, if you a child and you disobedient, and I had gifts for you, and you constantly disrespecting and being disobedient, what you gonna get? An ass whooping or the gift I got for you?
Oh,
Which one you gonna get? You gonna get the butt whooping. You ain't finna get the gift. So these children of disobedience is not finna have this power. They're not finna fulfill and be the glory of God. They not finna reign in everlasting life and Elohim. They not finna be up next in the kingdom of God, which resides inside of you. All of that is not happening no more because they work in disobedience. They work in wrath. Come on.
Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh.
In the lust of what?
Our flesh.
So being stuck in ego, being stuck in carnal mentality, being stuck in your flesh, you will never inherit righteousness. You will never inherit this power and this glorification that he want to bestow on you because you're receiving the wrong end of the stick. And it ain't coming from Yahweh, it's coming from Satan. You're a receiver regardless. You're a receiver regardless. Your whole thing is to become a bestower by realizing and receiving from God. But if you're not receiving from God, you're receiving from someone else. You either thinking righteous thoughts or you thinking thoughts of unrighteousness. You either living a righteous life and walking a righteous life of light, or you walking in unrighteousness and darkness. There is no between. Which side of this war you on? You fighting against sin or you fighting with sin? Because all of this determines whether you're going to be bestowed these gifts or not. All of this determines. This is the main factor. This war that we in. And this war is within inside of ourselves. Come on, Hebrew.
Fulfilling the desires of the flesh.
Not only walking in the lust of our flesh, but fulfilling the desires of the flesh.
And of the mind.
And of the mind. The whole body is defiled at this point. Come on.
And were by nature the children of wrath.
See that? So by nature, that makes you the children of wrath. You're not no longer a child of Elohim. Huh? You can't say that you're a child of God at this time. You're a child of Satan. Huh? Satan's a father too. You have many children. Go out in the world and look around. Look just like them.
Right.
They do. Come on, Hebrew.
Even as others. But Yahweh is rich in mercy.
But Yahweh is what?
Rich in mercy.
But Yahweh is rich in mercy. If he's rich in mercy, rich in this merciless, and he created you to give you everything, don't that mean you're supposed to be rich in mercy too? So why can't you forgive your brother? Huh? Why can't you forgive your sister? Huh? He rich in mercy, but you say, we quick to say, yeah, you know what's made after the image of God and whoopty wop this and that, but you ain't doing nothing God do.
Right.
You a liar.
Typically I'm not.
Come on, Hebrew.
For his great love wherewith he loved us.
You see that? So for with his great love, he loved us. This love is the reason why he created us in the first place, for his glory. To bestow this same love within inside us, for we can have this power, for we can have this mercy, for we can have the keys to healing. If everything was supposed to go right as it did in the first place, it wouldn't be no such thing as sickness anyway. We had right to the tree of life. That's your medicine tree. Huh? We got kicked out of the garden by being slick-tongued. Come on, what type of herbs y'all got on y'all? We was bamboozled that much. Come on.
Even when we were dead in sins, hath quickened us together with Christ. By grace ye are saved.
Come on.
And hath raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Christ Yahushua.
You see that? So we can visit these high consciousness and heavenly places as long as we in Messiah. We act like we don't have no supernatural powers. We do. They just untapped because we steady sinning. We steady doing unrighteousness. Huh? We can sit in the high heavens if we stop sinning. We can explore the galaxies and the universe through meditation and prayer if we stop thinking that we can't. Like, this is a mind thing. We must elevate our consciousness and elevate our bodies. Huh? Come on.
That in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and kindness toward us through Christ Yahushua.
Well, come on.
For by grace are ye saved.
You see that? So
through
by
faith.
So by grace ye are saved through faith. So what is this grace? I like to look at this grace like it's the midbar, like it's the wilderness. It's your time period to get it right. We came from up out of Mizraim, bondage, the limited thinking. We came up out of flesh, then we went through grace period, which is the wilderness. This is your time. You relearn your God, and you put off flesh. You put off the former things, and then you go into the land of milk and honey. So grace is that time period for you to get it right, for you to learn for you to learn who your God is. That's that time period. But that time period is only favorable through faith. Through faith. So that means grace runs out. Grace runs out. Huh? Come on.
And that not of yourselves. It is the gift of Yah.
It is what?
The gift of Yah.
So not only do you get glory, not only do you get power, not only do you get to be immortal, not only do you get immortality and everlasting life, you also get what? Grace and faith. All these things he want to bestow upon you. Huh? And look, we just only on 5 gifts. It keeps going and going and going. Keep going and going and going and going. Why is we not receiving these things? Huh? Because we're not in a position to be a receiver. Because we haven't recognized who is the true bestower. It's time to start recognizing. Come on, Nelly.
Not of works, lest any man should boast. For we are his workmanship.
You see that? For we are what?
His workmanship.
Meaning Hamashiach Yahushua is now working through us. So if he's working through us, that means we supposed to be healing the sick, healing the blind. We supposed to be taking sin and like, hey, go sin no more. Sin was supposed to be dead to you when our king died. We supposed to be fighting against darkness. We got the keys too. If he got the keys and the Mashiach is in us, that means we have the keys too over death, which is the second death, the lake of fire. Because if you think about it, that becomes a mind state too. Because when you keep in the law and you walking in righteousness of the mind, the lake of fire don't exist to you. We are his workmanship. We are his workers now. And the reason why he is workers now, we owe it to him. He died for our sins. He want to restore everything back like the garden was in the beginning before Satan and his homeboys and partners came down in there and slick Willie Eve. That's what we going back to. But we can attain some of these powers now. He said it. We can attain some of these gifts now. Didn't the 12 disciples have it? So why can't we? We think so little of ourselves. Come on, Hebrew.
Created in Christ Jesus unto good works.
So now we're created. So look, we created for glory. We created for power. We created for eternity. We created for immortal lives. We created for grace and faith. And we created in Mashiach. Now it goes back to the beginning when he said, God said, let us make man in our image. Come on.
Which Yah had before ordained that we should walk in them.
Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's keep it going. Let's go to Ephesians 3. Flip it over a chapter. Ephesians 3, 1 through 10. Let's all use it. Y'all getting some understanding so far? All praise. What's up, good King? How you be, brother? When Ephesians chapter 3, we're gonna read 1 through 10, brother. Adonai, Shalom, King. How you be, brother? Shabbat Shalom.
And y'all, it's something very important in the us talk. Y'all, if y'all don't understand us, what us truly means and its finer definition, so to speak, it means without, if any of us is left out, it's going to be a problem.
Straight up.
It's why the prodigal son is broke down like it is, and the son who stayed there couldn't understand why the prodigal son that messed up and coming back is coming back to us. You don't want him back with us no more?
Yeah.
He was with us in the beginning.
Right.
You know, but we don't want that. So even like, manner when we deal with relationships and we talk about us, you know, and if you start to separate your one flesh, because where did the woman come from?
You.
She came from you. So when you start pointing the finger like she don't belong to you, that's why Ephesians say, how can a man hate his own flesh? You know, that's your flesh. That came out of you, right? That's what you say. This is my real. You know, you say that, but then in the next breath, Satan will make you separate each other, separate both of y'all. So y'all separated from each other and you can't worship separated. You can only worship if it's us.
That's deep right there.
You can. It's impossible to do. You know, so because you're still the same people, you're the same us. It's the same group of people. If you look at one like they're not part of us, Look, you ain't gonna care about me if us ain't going on in your house.
Straight up.
How you care about me? Ain't no us in our house. We separated.
That's deep, boy.
Don't come on my side of the bed. How's it your side of the bed?
It's our bed.
It's our bed. It's us bed. It's us couch. It's us house.
Us refrigerator, us food.
It's us refrigerator.
That's facts. Hey, that's deep right there. That's
Go
deep.
ahead, bro.
Ephesians
That's deep.
chapter 3, verse 1. For this cause I, Paul, the prisoner of Jesus Christ, for you Gentiles.
You see that? This calls our Paul the prisoner. So why would he call himself a prisoner? Because at this point he realized, he had the realization that they done messed up. And that the Most High came and died and brought them back. When you buy another human being by anything, that becomes your slave, your servant. So he's like, look, I understand I'm a prisoner in Christ, but who don't mind being a prisoner to light? I don't mind being a prisoner to that real light, not that authentic, not that artificial light of Satan or nothing like that, but I don't mind being in shackles to Hamashiach Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
That mean I ain't going nowhere. Keep me chained to you. Everywhere you go, I'm going. I'm cool with that. Come on.
If ye have heard of the dispensation of the grace of Yahweh, which is given me to you word.
So dispensation means stewardmanship, the work that he's getting done. Come on.
How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote afore in a few words.
So now we see what else you get. You supposed to be known what? The mysteries. When you in Christ, when you in this life, when you put in a position to receive what the Most High bestow on you, now we got mysteries. So now we got what? We got power, we got eternal life, we got being immortal, we got grace and faith, and we have mysteries. Ain't this what we here for? Everybody want to, the rabbit hole go deep, right? But we ain't willing to put in the work to understand these mysteries. The mysteries about the beginning, the middle, and the end. The mysteries about the heavens. Mysteries about the heavens. Come get it out. Yeah?
Turn the bottom to where the long thing is.
Y'all got it?
Turn it right here.
No, where the long part is with it. Just do like this. That way it won't fall. Because the way it'll help hold it with.
I'm glad that deal got some cotton on it, boy.
It might be broken in your whole head.
Whatever. Come on, restart that, bro.
Start back at 1?
Yeah, start back at 1. Start back at 3.
3. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 3. How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote before in a few words.
Come on.
Whereby, when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge in the mystery of Christ.
Come on.
Which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men.
So you see that? So he's saying once you receive this and this bestowal fall upon you through him, because remember it fell upon him too. Now he noticed that Christ is just not who he thought he was. Christ is many more significant details and component when it comes to a Mashiach Yahweh Shah, the concept, the man and his nation of people. And he like, once you realize this, that's what was getting bestowed upon you. So everybody asks, okay, what is this glory? Who is the glory of God? Christ. Who is the power of God? The right hand that brought us out of the land of Egypt? Christ. Who is that rock that followed us through the wilderness? Christ. Who is grace? Who is giving us grace? Christ. Don't we have to have faith in Christ to get the kingdom? And now we're talking about the mysteries of Christ. So what is the Most High created to bestow upon us? Christ. That's what's supposed to be in us. That was what's supposed to be in them in the garden. That's why they were supposed to be eating from the tree of life and not the tree of knowledge, good and evil. So that's what's to bestow us. So we're supposed to be receiving who? Christ. That's the whole lesson wrapped up. That's exactly what this is, because that's what all of these potential seeds are for. It's to spring and grow Christ that's within inside of you. Remember, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah is a lifestyle too. It's not only a man, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living, it's a righteous light and path that you're supposed to walk. So now we see that all of these things that we've been talking about, the mysteries, the power, the grace, the faith, all these things are Christ. So that's what the Most High wanted to bestow upon man. That's what he wanted to bestow upon Adam and Eve when they was inside the garden. He wanted to bestow upon them Christ, that true, magnificent light, which was apart from himself. That really lets you know that these non-Messianics have nothing coming. Period. They talking about the kingdom of heaven and don't even believe in the kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven is Christ.
That's right.
Don't even get it. Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 5 again. Which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, as it is now revealed unto his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit.
By the who?
By the Spirit.
All praise. Come on.
That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs, and of the same body.
Read that again.
That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body.
And ain't that true? Now, even Gentiles, this break down in more concepts. You got other nations. You have your lower self. And then you have Hebrews that's Gentile minded. All these can partake inside of this body if they follow in these 10 principles of the universe that we call the Torah, the light, the commands. Huh? Who are we to separate anybody from this power? Huh? There's no you, there's no I, there's only us. That applies to them too. Huh? That applies to them too. They're living souls and entities too. Meaning they came from Adam and Eve. Whether the Hebrews like that or not. Once you get real spiritual and you understand the weighty of matters here, you being white or black makes no difference between you and me, because we both striving to get everlasting life. That's the concept. So at this point, there's no cracker, there's no heathen, or none of that. You need to worry about yourself, and by worry about yourself, you worry about others. Anybody can come fellowship and worship here. Because it's all about the light bodies. So what, they can't be a light body? How is that not true when they came from the son and daughter of light, which was Adam and Kayah? Huh? They or this, look, that's why he said, for Esau have I hated. But he told us, don't hate Esau, for that is your brother. Don't hate the Egyptians because you was a stranger in their land. What is Christ talking about here? He's talking, look, it sounds gay. When I first read it, I'm like, man, that sounds kind of gay. No, we're commanded to love everybody. It sounds weird, but we are commanded to love everybody but sin and the sinners. If they ain't sinning and if they ain't workers of darkness, you commanded to love him as your brother and your sister.
Right.
That's the true concept here. That's when you can get the will and get the power, because you're not going to use it and abuse it because somebody got a different skin color and tone as you.
And see, most will say, other camps say, that's a Gentile loving crazed Israelite.
When I first read it for myself, I'm like, man, that sounds
love the heathen.
That sounds kind
want
of
to be partakers of them, but that ain't what he's saying.
I ain't saying that at all.
All he's saying is that if you're gonna have servants, you can't have the ones you want to slay and kill. You're gonna have them nursing your children and say they king's gonna be your nursing fathers and nursing mothers. You think you're gonna have who did Planned Hood?
Yeah, wait, what's that?
You think you're gonna have her nursing your newborn back there, Margaret Sanger?
Children be messed up, boy.
Nursing the breast of abortion? Is that what you think this is about? Those that you hate so bad, you want them in your company. All it's gonna do is turn you back to them.
Yeah.
No, they are ready to be a part of us. That's why they say, take us with you.
Exactly.
Us, let us become us, and we'll serve you. Like Eliezer served Abraham.
Dan, when a stranger was with you, didn't they keep the same laws you kept? They kept Shabbat with you. You can't be like, yeah, see, I'm an Israelite, so I'm off on Sabbath, but you can go gather them sticks though. You can go do it, not me. Same law applies. Truth be told, when you in spirit and you raise your conscience and you become the God that you was created to be, you don't see color. There is no color in the spiritual realm. It's only the colors of the rainbow. And all these things exist inside of all of our bodies. Purple, blue, red, yellow, and violet all exist inside of a white man, a black man, an orange man, and a purple man. It exists inside of all of us. Once you get on a spiritual level and you really break these chains. See, I've been realizing what we do is we come into the truth knowing that we Hebrew Israelites, and that hinders us. Why teach that you a Hebrew Israelite first? Teach about Christ first. And then once they get deep into the scriptures, hey, you know that you one of them chosen ones. Because what we doing is we teaching bondage to each other. We going and teaching bondage. Soon as you teach somebody that they're Israelite, you put them in a position where they think ain't no work got to be done no more because they the chosen seed, and they start hating other people, which ain't gonna get them to the kingdom anyway. Being bestowed with this true power, becoming a God in the flesh like we was created to be in the first place, you don't see color, you see spirit.
That's
you
right.
see light and you see darkness. That's what we supposed to be receiving. The true manifestation of Yahweh. The true manifestation of his only begotten son, Christ, which is light. Which is light. Now on the physical plane, yes, he was a black man. Yes, he was an Israelite. He looked just like all of us down here. But on the spiritual level, he saved the entire earth. That's white people, black people, orange people, purple people, whoever. He shedded his blood for everybody. And I know you can go to John 6:3. The world was Israel. Okay, I understand the world is Israel, but ain't Israel supposed to be light unto who? The Gentiles.
Right. So either if everybody is, even the Gentiles is Israel, still you got a problem with them stuck in that mindset.
Straight up.
So they never evolve back into us. They always gonna be over there because you can't stand that saying this is another nation that love your God like you do. In some cases more than you do. So when you introduce yourself as an Israelite, you're introducing the fall.
Exactly.
See, you're not introducing the glory because don't nobody remember that.
Yeah.
But if you introduce Christ, who all accept
Exactly.
who the glory is, and everybody got to go through, even Egyptologists.
Yeah.
How you gonna say we the first civilization? You say 3000 BC.
Yeah.
You're basing your existence and time off the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
Who you say copy from you. It should be 3000 horse.
Yeah.
Or 3000.
Yeah.
Name some of them other guys. Boohead.
Yeah. Dango.
And all of them. But
That
you
too.
basing your time off a civilization of a man. We can't start our count unless his birth is on the earth.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it get when they're not understanding this light and this power and who's in charge
Exactly.
of it. The world was created for him. That's why they still reach back to him to try to prove their cause. But that's still the same thing.
Yeah.
The envy of the devil.
Yeah.
We want the beginning. And we're going to use his name, but we want all the glory like we was the first civilization.
It's almost like this. It's like you come into the truth by realizing who you are. You find your identity. But it's like to gain different levels of consciousness. You almost, in contrary, not saying that you got to forget you Israel, but it's like you have to lose that identity to reach higher identity.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You come into the truth by gaining who you are. You found your identity. But to go farther and to become this light being, not an Israelite being, not a Gentile light being, but become this magnificent light being, you have to lose that Christ-like. You have to lose that identity again because it puts you in a box. It's bondage, and it's not our fault. It's the way we teaching it. It's like a form of teaching bondage. So that's why I was thinking about it. Why do we automatically, you Israelite, right? Half the time, the stuff that's attached to it, if I ain't never came to truth, and one of you Negroes told me I was Israelite, I'm like, no, the hell not. You talking about them niggas on the corner of New York?
That's right.
No. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be now if I never was in the truth. So, like, it's many different levels to consciousness and stages, and you knowing that you Israel ain't gonna get you to the kingdom of God.
Right.
You knowing that you Israel ain't gonna put you in the position to receive this magnificent power that he created you to be in the first place.
That's right.
Because then you have to ask yourself stuff like this, honestly. So, or the angels Israelites? Was Adam and Eve an Israelite? If this is possible, how in the world was the Israelite nation? The Israelite nation is newer than the Africans. The nation of Israel.
Right.
So what are we playing here?
Right.
This is semantics game now. It's all about spirit, truth, light, and darkness. That's what it's about. It's about this war. It's about which side of this war you on. That's
Right.
what it's about.
It's the beginning or the middle war.
Israelites is one of the newest nations, man.
Right.
Think about it.
We in a middle war. We at Mount Sinai. We won with that when Christ constantly tell us, as it was in the beginning.
Yes.
As it was in the beginning. Let's go back and see where all the trouble started in the beginning. The trouble didn't start in St. Louis.
Straight up.
The trouble didn't start in the projects of Chicago.
Straight up.
The trouble started in the war in heaven,
Straight up.
and it's been popping ever since.
Popping hard, boy.
And it's going to end, that war is going to end to solve it.
Yeah.
That war don't end till who get throws in the lake of fire.
Yeah.
It's the same war, y'all. We just born into the war, like bro said.
Like,
You're just in a war that existed eons before it happened to you.
and for y'all that just came, Dan said something I want you to say again. He was saying that when Satan get locked up for the 1,000 years, notice it's gonna be peace. So,
Ain't no loose demons.
Ain't no loose demons or nothing. But then soon as he come out, all hell break loose. So what is going on here then? All this sin actually exists because of him, and we just willing to use our bodies and let him possess us for him to work and manifest through us. That's
to
great.
divide us.
Yeah. To divide
That's his
us.
whole mission, is to get us broke up.
Us. It's crazy.
To get us broke up. If that's the deal, that's why I let no man cut asunder.
Yeah.
Let no man cut us asunder,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Don't let nobody divide us. It ain't hard.
Because we know separate you can get us easy.
Oh, absolutely.
But together with the Mashiach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's called the collective Christ conscious.
Look.
The collective Christ conscious, man.
And we do it every day, whether we knew this word or not. You go outside and you fighting your brother, and the whole neighborhood in a circle watching you whoop your brother like y'all wasn't born out of the same womb.
Whew, that's crazy.
So how y'all gonna wipe y'all eyes and put salve on each other, and then y'all go into the same house to spend the night?
Right. That's crazy.
That's what the worst whooping was about, beating up on your own in the own family. And that's what the Messiah was saying. You can't beat up on your own people. You have to love the enemies or become the foes of your own household. You got to figure out how to gain that back again so we can become us again.
Right.
Those that don't want to be us, fine.
Yeah.
Let them be them.
Think about it though. There's no power in that. There's no power in banging scriptures with somebody that don't understand scripture. There's no power.
Right.
There's no power and honor in that. There's no power in talking about, okay, we know he wicked. You warn him and keep it pushing. There's no power in that. Like we looking for power.
Yeah.
That's what we looking for. What else are we looking for? Power, because in power is salvation. We looking for glorified bodies. We looking for power. We done been through the rags, the trenches. We done been through the usual breakdowns of these scriptures. We trying to go deeper.
That's
The
right.
rabbit hole goes deep. And if you read in the scriptures, you ain't supposed to be stagnant. And it ain't no such thing as graduating from high school and that's it. No, Negro, you have to go on to college. Then after that, you got to get your bachelor's, your master's, and all this and all that until you graduate and you Enoch your body and you up there in the kingdom reigning within yourself. The kingdom of heaven is in you, like the class bruh taught. But like the whole thing is, we doing stuff that have no power in it, and we need to start. Is it any power in what you saying right now? You just called me a what? Wow. Is it any power in that?
Nope.
I'm a BA what? Is there any power in that?
Right.
Huh? Hold on, you talking about the Shebrew did what? Excuse me, before you tell me her business, is it any power in that?
Right.
Because power is life. Is there any life in this conversation?
Right.
Is there any life in what you talking about?
Right.
Huh? Because this is what was supposed to be bestowed upon us. We're receiving everything else but power, life, the mysteries of Christ, his majesty, this grace period, this faith, all the things we miss. Look, if it ain't about Christ, it ain't about life. What are we doing? Why are we here? Why were you created? Why were you created?
To
Anybody?
be immortal.
To be immortal. To live for eternity. Like, do y'all know how hard that is? That's dope to me, man. I'm getting excited thinking about it. So I don't have time for the frivolous matters and the weightier matters. Look, okay, the earth round and flat. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah, right.
I don't care.
Right.
Huh? Okay, Esau's the devil or the Arabs. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
What does that have to do?
That ain't got nothing to do with
that
power.
means just the Arab gonna be a servant. It's still a servant. I mean, I don't care if you switch his color. What it means to me.
Straight up.
Oh, you saying okay? So you thought you're gonna have white servants? You got Arab servants now. You got yellow servants. So what's the difference?
Do y'all honestly think? Do y'all think the president of the United States or the king of Britain or whatever is worried about these type? No, they worried about bigger things.
Yeah.
And we kings and queens, gods and goddesses in the spirit. You telling me we supposed to be worried about this small, like it's a word so low I can't even think about it. I'm supposed to be worried about that. I'm worried about running the kingdom. I'm finna have a lot when I get to the kingdom. I need to worry about the west gate wing of Jerusalem.
Right.
You think I'm worried about what? He did what? I don't care. Is it about Christ?
Seek
Do this
ye.
fulfill us? Yeah, seek ye the kingdom first and everything will be added unto you. That's
what
what
he
I'm worried
taught.
about my portion. I'm worried about my lot. I'm worried about my glorified body. And I know if I can help you get there, I can get there myself. So we need to be bestowing and receiving with each other. Like Dan keeps saying, us, unity. The collective Christ conscious, this concept, this man that came in the flesh and died for all of us, brought us back into the renewance of our minds and spirits. If it ain't about that, then what are we talking about?
Right. And they're arguing about who's a real Israelite.
Yeah, like, that don't matter.
Everybody in church on Sunday that got off them slave ships is an Israelite. I don't care. They just have a different doctrine.
Yeah.
We at war with doctrine.
Yes.
We're not at war with nobody else's flesh because you at war with your flesh.
Yes, the war was within you, man.
With your flesh. They Israelites, they just don't know it,
Yeah.
or they're just not consciously aware of it.
I agree.
So that's not an argument, or that's not a point that we have to battle and pound scriptures out over. If you tell them they find, okay, I'm an Israelite, now what?
Right.
Now what? What do we do after this?
That's what I'm saying.
Now you scratching heads.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Talk about light and darkness. Come talk about Christ first. Hey, like you teaching about you're an Israelite, okay? And that's you hear that all the time, okay? And some people get it.
What does that mean for me at this point? If you don't have an answer for that, gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Now, what happened if we can show? If I come like Paul, then like, look, I'm gonna show you power, because all them knew they was Israel. They didn't have an identity crisis at all. Paul was like, look, I'm finna show you power. I'm finna show you a light body. I'm finna show you an extraterrestrial body, a light. I'm gonna show you Christ. Now we can talk about something. Show me some power. That's something worth conversating about. Why are we conversating over everything else that don't bring life? Huh? Show me the power. Paul said, I need to come with the power, the sword, what? How you want me to come? You know what I'm saying? We got a brother. He like, look, I'm gonna bring the power. You bring your God, I bring mine. Let's talk about that. Let's see who prevail. I'm gonna show you the power.
Who was at all at war with all kings? One king. Them Baal priests.
Yeah, them Baal, yeah.
Was all Israelites.
All Israelites.
Warn against Israelites.
Right. What Daniel and them do? And we ain't eating that. Bring me these. I'm gonna show you the power. My body gonna look better than theirs. When we done eating our fruits and we gonna look better than them. He came back, he like, damn, it look like y'all been working out and everything. That's power. Huh? You know what I'm saying? David and Goliath. He like, look, this uncircumcised giant ass heathen, I'm finna knock. All right, let me show you the power.
Right.
Like, notice all these stories is talking about power. Superheroes. That's what we are, but we have to receive it. But we too stuck inside of ourselves to see that it's a collective conscience. It's only us. I'm not powerful if you're not powerful.
Right.
So I need to make you powerful.
Right.
So when I'm around you, I'm gonna speak power into you. You notice I've been calling all y'all kings and queens and gods and goddesses. I'm not doing it to stroke my ego.
Right.
Huh? Like, where's the power? This is what we was created for. We need to tap back into that. It's time to elevate and higher our consciousness.
Yeah.
No more kindergarten consciousness. None of that no more. It's time to level past these schools, these classes. Be more into our God. Spend time more to ourselves and take it to our brothers and teach them the same thing. We over here, we have a whole house full of brothers barbecuing, talk about God while not talking about God. Y'all know what I'm saying? Talking about scripture thumping, Bible banging.
Right.
About nothing. Where's the power in that? Ain't no power in that. I scratch my chin and walk away. Meet me in the backyard somewhere. Huh? Like, we need to start exercising the power of Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. We need to start exercising that. We just got it laying dormant. Any muscles that you don't use become weak.
Oh.
And then when a war comes, you can't even swing a punch back at yourself because the whole time you are Satan. It's time to elevate our minds. Come on, Hebrew.
And y'all, let me say, we ain't saying don't claim your heritage.
Oh, not
by
at all.
no means. But once you claim it first, then you got to put that heritage on display.
Got to.
Righteously.
Yeah.
Because the whole world looking now, once you say that, they're looking for all the dark side with why you here in America. Why you here? Are you here because of me? Because my skin is white? Because my skin is yellow? Is that why you here? Show us why you here. And you're going to have to show the opposite of it to get back home. So, y'all, a lot of that and they will see that. But if you give them right up front a way to look at you with an evil eye, that's going to be a problem. Not saying some won't accept it. You may get introduced to people that already know about Israelites being. You know, you come right in and we start dealing with that. But regardless, we still going to deal with the power.
Yeah, he's saying, look, he's saying the power. He's saying, look, he ain't saying not claim that you an Israelite. Of course, promote it loudly. But make sure you moving like one. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing is this. Me being an Israelite, him being a Gentile, him being an uncircumcised African, if we all have circumcision of heart and we all moving according to scriptures, at this point we all become one. At this point we all assert we have the same goal here. So it's not putting off your identity, it's becoming one with your identity. When you know who you are, you don't if a nigga a blood, he a blood. He ain't finna be banging, you know what I'm saying, doing all that all day. If he know, now he's working it on, even though it's wicked, he's working on his craft now.
Right.
Like once we realize we Israelites, now it's time to start tapping on that name, to be connected to the power. That's what Yisrael means. Yisra means to be connected. El means power. Work on that. How's you working on your power when you too busy yelling at heathens on the street corner, calling them crackers? What is that doing for you? Where is the power at in that?
Right.
So we ain't saying lose your identity. We just saying talk about the kingdom more.
It's
Talk about the
over
power.
flesh.
It's spirit over flesh. Yes, sir.
Inner cup and not outer cup.
Spirituality over nationality.
That's it. There you go. See?
That's all it comes down.
There you go, Mally.
Again, all them niggas was Israel. You just finding this out last week. But they all check the Bible. It wasn't no argument over who Israel was.
Yeah.
It was never the argument. The argument was, well, who is Messiah?
Where's the power?
right.
Where's the power?
He's the light, and that's the power we rolling over here.
That's all.
That's how they end up warring with each other within the get into the book of Acts.
That's right.
Israelites against each other. Warring against each other, trying to a faction trying to put the light out, and a faction like, look, we got to keep the light shining.
Yeah, straight up.
It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So that's more important than, that's all the brothers are saying. Yeah, we the bros, we gonna rock that. Yeah, it feel good, but there's a flip side to Israel. You could be in negativity and darkness.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of brothers. We've seen brothers get locked up with the FBI in their fringes.
Yeah, straight up.
Stephen Blackburn, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
When he got back from the trip, they called him, escorted him off the plane in his Hebrew garments.
Right. Ben Ami.
Yeah, like grabbed him right by his elbows. Come on with us. Son.
Right there. Yeah.
The fake comforter.
Right.
So like for the record family online, y'all know, for the record family online, we not saying don't be claiming that you are Israel. We know that. But it's spirituality over flesh.
Nah, just level up.
Yeah, level up.
Just level up.
You know, one gon' manifest the other.
Yeah.
Because once people see light, they ask,
That's right.
where does this source of light come from?
I'm glad you asked.
I'm
Now
glad you asked.
you can bring it on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Get them
Right.
to the point though. Just don't spoil, you know what I'm saying? You running them away.
Right.
So that's all it is, and we do that to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You come into the truth by finding your identity, but in order to reach higher consciousness, you have to lose your identity, and that's all it is. It's finding ego to put off ego to finding higher consciousness.
Right.
That's all
Truth
it
is
is.
Messiah, man.
That's
what
You
it
find
is.
who you are and still don't know Messiah when you're not in the truth.
And you're not an Israelite. You're just Israelite by blood. That's it.
And look, we talk about the Feast of Purim. We actually celebrate that. But we don't even looking at the concept. We so busy about Haman getting hanged,
Right.
and all his henchmen, but we don't even look at the part where Mordecai told his cousin, which a lot of people think that was her uncle, but it was big cousin that took over when her parents died. Don't show your kindred.
Don't show your kindred. Yep. That's what I'm saying.
And she got married to that king. Nobody saying nothing about that being an illegal marriage.
And then what
We
changed?
just so into Haman getting hung and his whole family that we don't see that she married that king. Is that outside the laws of Israel? Was not showing her kindred outside the laws of Israel? No, there was a bigger purpose at hand.
And then
They finna kill all of us.
what changed it? Did her being an Israelite change it, or did her being light and following her God change that? Like what actually changed that situation with them? Them sporting who they was, or them showing light? How she convinced him to give him parts of this and parts of that, and how she was acting better than all the wives in there. It was concept. It was following laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what changed the situation. Praying, having a collective consciousness, talking about the us. It wasn't her raising her fringes up, chunking up the foes or whatever.
That's right. And then she told her kindred.
Yeah.
She finally said, look, we Israel. And the king said, well, woman, I love
All
me
right,
an
look.
Israelite
All right,
woman.
look.
What's your problem?
All right.
Who messing with you?
Straight
Who
up.
messing with the light source?
Straight up.
That darkness over there, him and his whole family. Well, we gonna put that light out.
Straight up.
We gonna put that light out.
That's funny, man.
So y'all, when we understand it from these perspectives, we got examples of how to move through every kingdom of every position we in. When we at home, when we captive, is everything in there for us how to move and how to work your mental. You see the Messiah, you going up to the Feast of Tabernacles, they wondered, is he coming? Is he coming? He came up and he laid back in the thickets. You think he just want to come in, hey, the Messiah's here, the Messiah's here. Like Ali and Bobby Brown hollering, the king is here. It wasn't none of that.
Yeah.
He laid back in the thickets. Let me check and see what's going on. Behavior gets in check when you think somebody is around. Check. Why does somebody have to check your behavior? Why you can't keep your behavior in check?
Straight up.
That's why he lay back and see who behavior in check. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you see the Messiah, everybody putting stuff away.
Right.
Hey, Messiah. As soon as the light leave, what you do? Just like roaches, come back out.
Come back out. Yep. Where we at, Hebrew?
Ephesians chapter 3, verse 6. That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body, and partakers of his promise in Christ by the gospel.
Come on.
Whereof I was made a minister according to the gift of the grace of Yahweh.
So y'all see what Paul did? So even though once he turned into the receiver and he allowed his consciousness and his body to match, and he had the power, because he showed the powers, he had the miracles, he showed the miracles. Now he's starting to open up these gifts of the Spirit, and he was made a minister. So when you start purifying your body and being aligned with the purpose and will of Yah, then he can use you and bestow all these powers upon you. But if you steady sinning and doing what you want to do, you would never tap into these talents. You would never tap into these gifts that he gave you. And one of these gifts is immortality. You cannot get immortality if you live in a life of wickedness.
That's right.
Can't get it. So you see Paul like, look, not only that I'm doing my job, not only have I found out the mysteries of Christ, not only do I have the power, not only do I understand and overstand grace, he like, I also was made a minister of this gospel. So we see when we put ourselves in the position to receive our purpose, we start to fulfill our purpose. We actually know what we're supposed to be doing. Half the Negro down here or anywhere else don't know what they need to do because they too busy trying to be somebody else or live in ego. Once you surrender to that and you put off flesh and you put off sin, now you have time to sit back and I'm like, okay, God, I'm waiting. What you got for me?
Right.
And he be like, look, go do this and that and do this and that. And then you find out the stuff you thought you was supposed to be doing, you don't even love it. You love this. Like, dang, Lord, you done show me a new part of myself that I ain't even know existed.
Right.
But how can you tap inside of that source? How can you tap inside of that power when you constantly walking and doing unrighteousness and you bearing these abominable fruits? How? Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 7 again. Wherefore I was made a minister according to the gift of the grace of Yahweh, given unto me by the effectual working of his power.
Do y'all hear that? So who was given by? The what? Effectual working of his power. Y'all see that? So when you put yourself in that position to receive, the floodgates open.
That's right.
The floodgates open, and the thing is, as long as you exercising these powers, they don't stop.
Right.
They don't stop. They don't stop. And then you look up and you be like, man, but you get the reason why you was put in this position because you using it to make the us. You using it to give to you, to bring this collective consciousness back to the body of a Mashiach Yahushua. You bringing all this darkness back to the light, and he keep giving it to you. Notice, the people that have the most knowledge is the ones that's constantly giving it away.
That's right.
The people that stay in power is the people that don't abuse their power. The people that stay with this loving heart is the people that don't subject themselves to hate. The people that's gonna get the kingdom of God is the people that put off flesh and put off death and put off all of this wickedness and actually raise to the marvelous light and realize that they become the true God that they was created to be. And that's the mindset that we all must be in, which was also in Jesus Christ, that he thought it not robbery to be equal with who? God.
That's
he thought
right.
it not robbery to be on one lane, one plane with God, to be in agreement with that power and that authority. That don't mean that you over God. That don't mean that you're trying to be God. That mean that you're just being the God that's within you, because he created you to be immortal. He created you to be a God.
Right.
But we think so little of ourselves that we don't know how to express that.
That's right. And you got to hear one man of scripture say, love the good and hate the evil.
Yeah.
Right? That don't identify nobody else.
Yeah.
It identifies what evil is. Evil could be in anybody. Evil is in the Israelites. 3,000 Israelites got buried in the wilderness before we ever got to the promised land.
It's crazy, man.
It was Israelites that died in Egypt.
Straight
They
up.
didn't put blood over their doorposts. So y'all, we have to understand what evil is. Evil is a spirit that will jump on Israelite, Jew, and Gentile alike. If you don't hate it from that perspective first, you can't hate evil because it jumps on this nation. And then you start hating evil.
Yeah.
Because then you ain't gonna never hate evil when it's of your own kind.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep giving it a pass. And you keep giving it a pass until it gets so evil toward you, then you'll call it out.
Straight up.
I can't stand that nigga. Man, look, here this nigga come. This nigga here.
How can you reign forever?
This evil nigga here coming.
How can you reign forever with that though? You know what I'm saying? You talking about you want to be in the kingdom forever, but you can't even stand your brother and he's trying to be in the same kingdom with you. How is that gonna work? How is that gonna even work? We're gonna read a couple more, we're gonna read off to verse 10 and then I got you, sis.
That's
Come on.
right.
Verse 8. Unto me, who am less than the least of all saints, is this grace given, that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ, and to make all men see what.
Hold on, slow that down. Reread that again. Ooh, start from it again, brother. That was all daggers right there.
Verse 8. Unto me, who am less than the least of all saints, is the grace given, that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ.
So in Christ there's what? Unsearchable. What does that even mean?
Right.
Unsearchable riches.
Right.
Boy,
Right.
man, that's
You
talking
ain't gonna
about,
find them all.
Ain't gonna find them, man. Look, that's what you call life of abundance.
Here's another one.
Right? They keep. Here's
another one.
Just raining on them, raining on them.
They keep being searched
And
out.
look, peep what Paul said. He said, unto me, who I am less than the least of all the saints. Notice how he came humble with it.
Yeah.
But he said, unto this humble one, unto this lowly one, this one that is poor in spirit, this one that know that he messed up and is doing right, I was given all this grace. I was given all this time to search out the mysteries of this light, of Yahushua, of his concept, of his body, of his mind. And I'm noticing that I'm still searching. He's like, these are the floodgates of heaven been open. They just been open and been open to all of us. And that's what Paul was trying to show us. Like, look, if he got me right like this and I ain't used to believe in him, imagine you that had faith since the beginning.
Right.
Huh? Come on.
Verse 9. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery.
The fellowship of what?
Of the mystery.
So what is the fellowship of the mystery? So when we get together in collective consciousness and we fellowship, mysteries are made known unto the church.
That's right.
When it's us, like Daniel keeps saying, this us concept. When we unify ourselves and we seek that single light, mysteries be known unto all of us. Huh? So now we know a part back to our power is what? By loving what? One another. Huh? Being around each other. Then this knowledge start unfolding. You might come up with a concept that I never couldn't even think of. You got me grab my chin hair. It's like, boy, that make a lot of sense.
Right.
Huh? Then we give, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing about bouncing concepts. Long as it's over salvation matters.
Right.
Salvation matters.
Over that power.
Yeah, over that power. I'm not trying to talk about weakness or death. I don't even want to have that on my consciousness anyway, because I am powerful. I am great. I am light. I am God. I don't want nothing to do with darkness. I'm trying to get rid of darkness within myself. And
That's
you bringing
right.
me darkness? You don't need to be in my life.
Right.
I got some reevaluating and some reorganizing to do. Huh? Come on.
Verse 9 again. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning
Which what?
of the world, which from the beginning of the world has been hid in your house.
Have been hid in who?
In your house.
So when you fellowship and you get in contact with this power, you draw out these mysteries in the beginning of the world that was hidden in Christ. Now we see what these unsearchable riches are. These riches are. You start finding these nuggets once you get in line with Elohim. Once you realize your purpose and you become the receiver, now he can do what he want to do, which is bestow all these mysteries, all these powers, all these grace, all this love, this kindness and joy upon you. You are now the receiver of the floodgate.
That's right.
Who want to be like that? Who want to be like that? Y'all scared of it? Hey, what's going on? See what I'm saying? Y'all want it? Y'all want it? Hey. Come on.
Created all things by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the intent that now unto the principalities and powers in the heavenly places might be known by the church the manifold wisdom of Yahweh.
Now let's slow that down real quick. Let's slow that down. So once you come and you become this receiver and all these bestowed riches, these unsearchable riches are attained now, it said that you will be known about all the principalities. You will know about all of them. You will know about the powers in the heavenly places might be known unto the church. Who is the church?
Yeah.
So all of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, overstanding, and understanding be bestowed upon us. All because we chose to do our purpose and to receive what the Most High have bestowed upon us. All I gotta do is listen and play my role. So why ain't we listening and playing our role then?
Right.
Huh?
Crazy.
Ain't crazy. Ain't that beautiful though? That the Most High created us just to be just like Him. Huh? We think so low of ourselves that we can't even grasp that concept. A Negro will get mad when I call them God and King. That's not being humble. That just means you think so little of yourself. They ain't taking the humble way out. Ain't the God, ain't the King. No, you don't think that. But we have it in Scripture where He called us gods. He called us kings. We have this in Scripture. Is it not written that ye are God, but you would die like men, fall like one of the princes? Huh? Didn't I say that ye were gods, but you would stone me because I said I was the Son of God? This is what Hamashiach told us. He walked to teach that we were powerful. And he told you, claim your inheritance. Huh? Claim it. Soon as one of our fathers died, we the first one trying to get the insurance money. So when he died and he put his life on the cross and he died for us, why we not getting our inheritance?
Right.
Why we not cashing in our insurance claim?
Fight for it.
Right.
Why we ain't fighting for that?
Right.
Negro be in court 3 days out of the week trying to get $15,000.
Yeah.
$15,000. What the, huh? You make that 3 times a year already.
Right.
This is unsearchable, unfathomable riches. Why is we not fighting for that? Huh? We want to receive everything but the glorification of Yahweh. Like Dan said, craziness. We need to elevate our consciousness, elevate our thinking, elevate our mind, and we only can do that with each other. We can't do that by ourselves. That's ego to have you thinking you can do it by yourself. That's ego. Huh? We need the body of believers. Us, everybody I'm looking at down here. We need us, these kings, these gods, these goddesses, these queens, us in our lower generation. What are we doing? Come on, Hebrew. That was 10. All right, so what was your question?
Okay. Going back to what you said, you already said already about putting together, growing with one another, and letting God's word flow through and understanding, knowing that He renews everything that we search for and move. Now, back to my question I was going to ask. When we are striving to be one with the Holy God, or Yahshua, can other souls pull us down, be it that they are maybe moving slow or not moving?
Nah, can't. Nah, I answer that right now. Can't nobody pull you down but you.
Okay.
That's the answer to that. Don't nobody control or dictate anything in your life but you.
Right.
We can go back to the garden. Satan had to ask. He had to ask her for permission to get her. He had to ask. And so can't nobody do nothing. You're the ultimate decision in your life. That's why he created you to be a God. God have something called free will. So you can't blame nobody but you. If you're a goddess, you're a queen, that means you rule and you rule your flesh, you rule over your body. So the moment that you point the finger when you fall short, you ain't doing nothing but this. Pointing right back at you. So no, can't nobody bring you down. Only you can bring you down. That's it. Now you can allow influencing thoughts from the higher worlds to make you think a certain way, but like I said, you can allow. So the person that governs your body is you. So no, like whatever happened in your life and other people manifesting and doing things to you is because you allowed them to.
Right.
And that's the truth. So no, not at all. So if you want to get one and close with the Holy Abba, you have every right to do so. But know that you have guidelines and stipulations to do so. You have to purify your body. You have to purify your mind. We finna get into these scriptures now and actually to show that. You have to separate yourself from darkness. You have to constantly endure and fight. And then that's when you get that. But right. on the way of that line, anything that comes in opposition to you, you have a critical thin line choice whether you do it or not. Whether you're gonna allow that to hurt you or not. So you hurt yourself. Don't nobody hurt you, you hurt yourself. So
and if you could find a scripture in there where somebody says Satan made me do it. I'm still waiting to see him.
All I see is he
made me do it. It says, "Oh wretched man that I am, how did I fall for the deception? How did I?" And you see the Messiah keeps saying, "Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived." So then it's virtually impossible to be tricked.
Exactly.
Unless you want to be tricked.
Unless you want to. By your lust. That's why he said by your lust. But notice, like whenever anywhere Satan came in anywhere, he always had to ask a question and he always had to show you the commandment before you choose to break it. So it'd be you. It's you. It's ego. Ego is that I. Ego is that I. Because if you realize that you was one with everybody down in this basement and sin presented itself, you wouldn't choose the sin because you like, I choose this sin. Everybody down here is a part of this sin. I'm affecting everybody down here. That's the concept that keep you from sinning. Right. But we so into ourselves, our damn self, because when you think about self, you're damn, our damn selves, that we don't even get the concept and we steady doing things to fulfill ego and not to fulfill the whole purpose of humanity. I'm not even talking about just this basement, the whole purpose of humanity. Like we was made to rule the planet. We need to think bigger, way bigger. So did that answer that, sister? But we finna get into the actual scripture. We finna go to Thessalonians and all that.
Right, hit that Psalm 139 real quick.
That is myself.
Yourself.
Let me read this for us, sister, real quick. James chapter 1, just real quick.
Excellent.
James chapter 1, verses 12 through 15.
Say James chapter 1?
Yeah, the book of James. Book of James chapter 1, verse 12, 15.
All right, so Hebrew. I got that on there. I said so just start go to 27 then. We might well just go to 27.
Two James.
One James.
It's only one James.
You told us you might want to look again.
No, we ain't talking about your cousin.
I'll read out.
Yeah, read it all the way 27 because we was just going there.
12 to 27.
Yeah, up 12 to 27.
The book of James chapter 1.
Let's cross that on off, man.
The book of James chapter 1, verse 12. Are y'all looking? Y'all there? James chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Most High promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yah. For Yah cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
You see that? So you tempted when you drawn away by your ego, your flesh, your carnal mind. And that allows open as an invitation for Satan. Because Satan give you what you want. Most High give you what you need. So he said, don't never say I tempted you. You tempted by your own lust. You tempted by your own defilements, by your own shortcomings. And that's what opened the gateway for Satan to be like, do you wanted this? I got that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't God or Satan who's making you sin. It's you that are allowing your lust factor. The lust factor is going to always be there. It's up to you to constantly keep killing it. The thing about ego and about carnal mind, it evolves. So your thing may be man. You love a certain type of man. You kill that and it evolve into something else. Now you got to kill that and it evolve into something else. So you find yourself dying daily.
Right.
Come on, Hebrew.
The devil's advocate back in the day.
Yeah, that's
right.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
When he finally figured out his old dude was the devil.
That's right.
And he was like, you made me. It's your fault. He laughed at him and said, look, I don't even do all. I don't do that.
That's right.
I just set the stage.
Right.
What set this?
I just set the stage. You pull your own strings. I don't do that. So you
Right.
can't even allow the devil and be like, he made me do something. That's not the case.
And that's bearing false witness against the devil. I know it sounds crazy, but you can't even bear false witness against him.
All right, James chapter 1, verse 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
You see that?
And sin.
So when that lust have conceived, then it births sin. So you
Right.
think it, you start acting on it, and then it's done.
Right.
Seed
You know what I'm
planted.
saying? So that's just once you plant the seed, conception take place, you get
Right.
pregnant, then you have to birth it. Now
Right.
it's out into the world.
Right.
So you're literally going through a process to sin, and notice all this was willingly, because before you lay down to get pregnant, you had to open your legs. You had to have that conscious decision to open your legs. So the same way sin happens is the same way a woman gives birth. She had to actually open her legs to this sex. The seed must go into her, conception take place, it lies dormant, then you give birth to it. Now who fault is that? Wasn't that all in your own will
That's right.
at this point? Did anybody make you sin, or did you make yourself sin?
Right.
Exactly.
And there's rules if it was rape.
Yeah.
And it guides it perfectly. If you out in the field and holler, he raping me, don't nobody hear you. When that man is found, he put to death. If you in a room full of this and somebody trying to sneak in that woman's bathroom while a woman in there, if she don't holler in there, hey! But she can't come out of there and he come out 20 minutes later buckling up.
Yeah.
Yo, he raped me while I was in there and you didn't holler
No,
at all.
you can send it to sin. That's what you did. Same concept with sin in itself. You have to agree with the adversary. You have to agree. That's a contract. And we don't know. We make contracts with Satan daily. We don't even understand that. We make a contract with him daily, because he want everything on paper. Remember, it's been written down on scrolls. He's like, all right, so you know if you do this, you breaking this sin. And he be like, hold on, before you sin, let me show you. He'll show it to you. Oh, and look, this is the condemnation for this sin too.
Right.
Do you still want to do that sin? Soon as you say, hurry up and sign. Hurry up and sign. So we don't even know what we doing in the spiritual realm. Y'all realize how many angels do we put in subjection and put in danger a day? You know how many angels are battling for us? All because we back and forth through wicked and righteous thoughts.
Right.
For every thought that presents itself, there is a fight. Remember, we was born into war. Huh? Satan want us on his side of the war, and Christ want us on his side of the war. So everything is being influenced. When you have a thought, you ain't only affecting you. You affecting the heavens, and you affecting everything on earth.
Right.
That's how powerful of a being you truly are, but you don't see that.
Right.
You don't even see it. You don't see that. So we have to watch our thinking, our speaking, and the way we walk. We have to watch all of that. Like we are a nation of people that have been put in a very high position. That means you are held accountable before anybody.
Right.
Well, that's the whole point of that Amos 3, 1 and 2. Huh? We get judged first. Come on, Hebrew.
I know when to say when lust have conceived.
Yeah.
So we going back in the thoughts. Like what does lust conceive at?
In the
Where
mind.
is the seed planted?
In the mind.
And then it said then it brings forth. So that shows you what you think and what you speak manifests what you go through.
Yeah.
If you thinking it, you speaking it, eventually it has to come to life out here in this material world.
That's right.
Right here in the scripture, it says, then when lust have conceived, when the seed is planted, it brings forth sin, or it births sin.
Right.
Right? Then it says, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Oh.
Verse 16, do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above.
Now ain't we been talking about these gifts? Ain't we been talking about the will to bestow and the will to what? Receive. So every good gift is a gift from who? God. So why are we only opening bad gifts then? Who is that coming from?
Right.
Huh? When I get around you, I just hear you talking about somebody. You always negative. Vibrations be low as hell, literally. Huh? Every time it's something to feed your ego. Or it's something, you got a battle spirit. You want to debate something. Huh? What spirit is that? Huh? It ain't nothing ever speaking life. Well, hey, you look good today. Man, I like the way you handle that certain situation. It's always negative.
Right.
That's a gift too. Satan got gifts.
Right.
And they all bring forth death. Come on.
Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. 18. Of his own will. Of his own will.
The will to bestow and the will to receive. Come on.
Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear.
So slow down and listen.
Right.
Huh? It's impossible to talk and listen at the same time.
Right.
Trust me, I tried it half my life. Never worked.
Right.
It's impossible. Impossible. You never heard nothing. You're too busy talking, trying to get your point across. She talking, trying to get her point across. You be like, what was he talking about?
Right.
Don't
Right.
worry.
And you know the question is always asking them argument. What I say?
Yeah.
No, what I say before that? And you trying to think, hell, I don't know. Hell, I was trying to get my
I was
point
too busy
across.
talking.
So we have to learn to listen and listen to learn.
Yeah, most definitely. Come on, Hebrew.
Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath.
Come on.
For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of
Remember
Yahweh.
that? For the wrath of your conscience don't work the wrath of Yahweh. Huh? You a God, you a king. You need to take that to source. Whenever you go to war, you gotta holler at your spiritual counsel. Who are you to just take war into your own hands like that? Huh? That's moving in ignorance.
Yeah, it is.
See what I'm saying? And I was watching Thor the other day, and Thor daddy. Anyway, some ice people that broke in the kingdom and then stole some stuff. And he went to the ice kingdom and slayed everybody. And he started the biggest galactic war in the history of the cosmos. And he got back. And he was like, his daddy said, why did you do that?
Right.
He said, because you making us look like punks. You an old fool. He said, do you know how many lives you just put in jeopardy? The heavens and the earth. Because he angry and he moving out of vengeance. And all he had to do was slow down and realize that the people that broke in lost their lives. They paid for what they did.
So what script you think they took that from? Just that storyline.
Yeah.
Who lost birthright? Number 2 and 3.
Yeah. You sure right, man. I ain't even peeped
Simeon and Levi.
I ain't even peeped that when it
Slayed all of
everybody.
And broke the covenant. Jacob said the same thing they father said. Man, you done tripped, man. Yeah. Dinah situation.
All them.
Same way, because he said, and not only this, but they did one work. He let them get circumcised first.
Let them get circumcised.
And then they should have at least did it before the circumcision. But you bring them into the covenant and then you kill them. So how is it possible when they talk about the Indians say, well, he speak with a forked tongue. He brought us into the covenant of one. Then they killed us with smallpox blanket. They got that from somewhere.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't that the hit was gonna go down on Shechem regardless. Way back to Isaac.
Yeah.
But that what they did, they took the power into their own hand. They like, look, man, daddy getting old.
Yep, took the power in their own hand, rushed to judgment.
Jake, yeah, he wrestled with an angel, but man, Pops ain't what he used to be, dog. How might come up in here and mess with our sister like that, have her way with it, rape our sister. See, and this let you know again, them camps talking about rape is legal.
Right.
A whole nation got raped,
down.
wiped out.
Got put down for it.
So y'all, these storylines that we keep reading, we go immediately back to an event in the scripture. They just looked at it, oh, we'll change him to Thor, and we'll change this guy from him to him. And then we can sell it in the movies.
Yeah.
But they all up and down in these scripts. We need a new action adventure. Samson, yeah.
The Hulk.
We'll call him the Hulk.
We call him the Hulk.
Or he could have been Thor the way he was, Samson
Yeah.
was wheeling that jawbone of an ass.
Yeah. Molly done put me on a new one where they got all the Avengers in one movie. All of them, man, look. All scriptures in that deal. All scriptures in that deal.
So y'all watch TV with a different mind. Not watching TV is harmful too, because they are showing you. Prophecy gonna go down whether they in control of the world or not.
Yeah.
But you have to see prophecy for you to understand it's happening. Know you hate wickedness, but if you don't see it, you won't know where you at or how close we to the kingdom. If you didn't see these transgenders and homosexuality and the land of Israel, the #1 place on earth for the gay pride parade, you would know where we're at in prophecy. They have to come to pass. You just have to make sure you don't join up with it.
Yeah. I feel you.
You have to see it. Watch as well as what? You got to do some watching, y'all. Can't keep the curtains closed. Peeping out. What's going on? I don't want to watch that. I don't watch the news. It's just too violent. That don't mean violence going away.
Sister got a question.
Go ahead.
Sister, you had a question?
Yes, I have. From my childhood, with a family member has got evil against me, and now she wants me to forgive her without her coming to me and saying I'm sorry. How do I handle that?
Yeah.
Let's get some scripture.
Yes, sir.
That was a good question.
Yes, sir. Luke 17.
That was a good question.
The question was, she was offended, and now they want her to accept the forgiveness. And should she? What's that process? So we have to get everything on the Bible has instructions about our behavior, how to fix it if sin is brought your way. You know, the first thing we have to do is ask the Most High, according to our prayer, is forgive me first, so I can forgive those that trespass against me. You first got to clear your behavior before you can ask him to clear somebody else messing with you. You have to first tell him, look, I'm tripping first, but I need some instruction with him that's tripping with me.
Right.
So I want to just tell you, yeah, that was me that went in that cabinet and got that out of there. But I put it back and I got my mind straight. But now this is happening over here who did what. So that's what the high priest was. When they went in to do the sins of the people, they had to confess theirs first, then the sins of the people.
Straight up.
Because if they confessed the sins of the people first, they had a rope they used to yank on the priest's leg, and he yanked back, them bells ring. Oh, he's still
Alive.
and they pull that rope and ain't no shaking back. And they start pulling them out.
He's a goner.
You gonna go up in there and yes, Lord, and like the Pharisee, pray with us and himself. I am not like these sinners over here. Like Daniel and Yaki and Mount. Not like those sinners. I pray 3 times a day. What did it say the sinner did? Lord, have mercy on me, a sinner. Who went down justified?
He did. The sinner did.
So y'all, it's easy. It's not grievous. It ain't hard. You be like, that's all it took.
Yep.
That was all it took to make that right. But go ahead, bro.
Feel
Let's
better
get it.
body.
Yeah.
All right, Luke 17, verse 3 and 4. Take heed to yourselves. Take heed to yourselves. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him.
Do what?
Rebuke him.
So y'all tell him about what he's done. Don't just keep silent. Because a lot of times people don't know if they hurt you. They probably know. But if you ain't gonna say nothing, they like, yeah, that nigga, that ain't bothering him. You know, go ahead, man.
Rebuke him. And if he repent.
If he do what?
If he repent, forgive him. And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day, and 7 times in a day turn again to thee, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him.
See, and that don't mean 7 times of the same sin, because repent means to turn away from. So if he stole from you, he can't come back 6 more times and say, man, it was just, why don't you just put that jewelry up? You know me.
Brother's having a very bad day.
I'm a take. No, it should be something else. It should be something else that he's doing, not 7 times of the same sin.
Exactly.
They have to repent.
But they have to repent first, and that means
don't do it again.
You remember, I don't do that no more. And I'm just asking your forgiveness. I'm not that same person no more. I don't do that no more. I'm not that same person.
Right.
If they say that, then you can forgive them. Now you can still wait to see, you know, but you don't want to be just, well, I'm going to wait. That nigga lies all the time.
Right.
He ain't turned away from that. You know, so you don't want to play that game either, because what that'll do is have you invite them over and then leave your wallet there with 100 sticking out of the corner. I'll be back. I need to go to the store and get some ice.
Tempted
Make
man
sure
to sin.
you repented.
You make it tempting him.
I'm going to make sure he repented.
So you heard him? So he's saying if that person changed their ways and not doing it no more and ask you for forgiveness, you should forgive them.
Okay, so you say do not ask me for forgiveness.
No, the first step is for you to step to them. You supposed to say, hey, look, you did me wrong. That was wrong what you did. I seen you steal that from me or slander me, whatever you did. They say if your neighbor trespass against you, you supposed to rebuke him. Like you gotta address the matter.
Yeah.
Don't act like it didn't happen. You feel me? So it's a send and receive type thing.
Yeah.
It has to be addressed.
Right.
So you feeling that certain way, you got to bring it to them head on. Like, look, we need to talk. What you did.
Forgiveness.
Now you forgive once they recognize they've been done you wrong. Then that's when you forgive them. But you got to bring it to them first. Even if they, I know he know what happened, but obviously whatever they did is bothering you.
Yeah.
So that means you know. So the first step was rebuke him. Meaning go let him know to his face what you did was wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt that. I seen when you did that. We both was right there. You did that and that hurt me.
Right.
Usually it don't go no further than that. The person will be like, you know what I showed you right. I messed up. You feel me? I won't do it again. I'm a totally new person. Please forgive me.
Again.
Then you let that go. But then we get this Matthew 18 is gonna go even further.
That's right.
Detail. Now how you bring it to them one-on-one, and then what if they cuss you out when you bring it to them? Now you gotta gather up 2 or 3 more people, bring it back to them. See, it's a process before you cast somebody out as a heathen and say, look, that person right there is a heathen devil. I don't deal with him. You can't just do that because you got an argument with somebody.
That's right.
You feel me? First step is one-on-one, head up, rebuke them. You see, if you feel a certain way, you address the matter. And you got that feeling for a reason because obviously it happened.
Go ahead to Matthew 18.
Matthew
man.
18, this is second witness to that. That was Luke 17, 3-4. This right here is Matthew 18.
It's just going to go into deeper detail.
Matthew 18, 15 through 20. 15 through 17, my bad.
Y'all, and everything is in instruction and righteousness, y'all. It don't make you a punk and you know, you'll have, see, because if you don't learn these lessons, what it'll do, it'll make you damn yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you'll say to yourself, if it mean going to the lake of fire, then that nigga ain't gonna get no forgiveness from me. See, and now you done shifted it to you that angry that you would say those things out of your mouth that you damn yourself.
Or they'd be like, I'm just going to have to take it up with the Most High. You like, you sure you want to take
You
that up
want
with
to
the
take
Most
that
High?
up with him? You want to take up the rule process, because all he gonna tell you, go follow the rules. Why you here? You know what the rules are? But see, you don't understand, Lord. Wait a minute. I don't understand what I created.
Right. Right.
A lot of that anger is killing us.
Yeah.
You holding grudges for 25, 30 years.
35 years. And look, a lot of times the people don't know it hurt you like that. Cause they'll tell you, man, I didn't know that hurt you like that.
I just was joning on it.
I was just joning, man. Well, you embarrassed me, man.
That's why it's good to confess, man.
But that's what a part of rebuking, go to them and tell them so it don't linger.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're waiting on? Them to get killed.
Yeah.
Them joking, man. Yeah, they say he joked on Big Fist Earl and he let him have it. Beat him down to the ground. Good for his ass. Good. Good, he ought to be dead. So you satisfied that Big Fist Earl did your work for you.
Big Fist Earl. Where did you come up with that?
Go ahead, man.
Book of Matthew chapter 18. Book of Matthew chapter 18 verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Right.
And if he shall hear thee.
If he shall what?
Hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
See, and what does it mean to hear thee?
He repented.
He repented.
Turn back from that.
He hear you. I feel you, man. That was low down.
It was wrong. I won't do it again.
I'm sick, man. I won't do that again. Thank you, brother. You have gained your brother. Go ahead, man.
But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
See, now every word is being established because I went to you and now I had to go bring a couple people back with me so that we can get this matter established, what's going on. And the first question to me, did he come to you and ask you? Yeah, he did. So how you? No, see, cause he didn't come. So okay, we got the 2 people here. If this ain't gonna get it done, cause usually sometime it take an outsider to break the ice, so to speak, because it's so thick between both of you. Yeah. It's gonna take somebody, they say, a biased person or somebody with a cool head, so to speak, to talk to this other side.
Right.
Maybe they'll listen to these 2. Look, brother, you just can't do that. How would you like it if somebody did your mama like that?
Right.
So they'll hear them. Go ahead, man.
Verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
Right.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. Jump down to verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
How many times is that?
What?
400.
A lot of times.
So,
and then right after that, he go into a parable about how he forgave a man.
yeah.
And then this very man turned around and didn't forgive those that owed him. And in the end, it cost him his life. You feel me? So to forgive and let go, especially hatred. Hatred and anger is killing us as a people. You feel me? It's like inwardly destroying you.
Straight up.
It jack your heartbeat up and everything. Chest be all tight.
And it destroy your DNA structures
But
too.
you gotta smoke yourself to sleep.
Right. Right.
You know
Where
what
a
I'm saying?
cigarette at? I need to calm down.
You
so
don't even smoke.
Right. Because you heard that calm you down.
Yeah.
Now you got another problem because you reaching for something that only temporary calms you down.
Yeah.
You're not reaching for the scriptures and righteousness that gonna calm the whole matter down.
Yeah. And look, it's scientifically proven that anger kills brain cells.
Yeah.
Look it up. It kills brain cells and it actually modifies your DNA. Whenever you get angry, you actually taking years off your life.
Right. So whatever you're angry about, is it worth you taking years off your life? We already dying early out here.
Right.
Can't you pass it on to your seed?
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Anger, yes. Yeah.
The sister, it was his brother and sister down there a couple weeks ago, said they friend and just died because of anger. Arguing with his daughter. Daughter came back in the house, found him dead. He was angry, too angry.
Probably had a stroke.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what that stuff
Pressure
is.
bust pipes.
Let that stuff go.
Go ahead. Mother, is that clear for you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All praise.
And that's what the Messiah constantly say. He say, don't even bring a gift to the altar unless you clear with your brother.
Yeah.
If you got beef down here with somebody and you throw something in that collection box,
It won't be
you're
accepted.
wasting your time.
Won't be accepted. Won't
Now
be
we gonna
accepted.
spend it.
Yeah. But it won't be
ain't
accepted
nothing for
though.
you. You just trying to buy your way out the mile. You think throwing a crisp 20 and not gonna fix the problem that you and him got
Not at all.
down here in the same space? Because all we waiting, all it takes is a little gossip for us to know what's going on. We watching that instead of studying. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, them niggas done locked eyes. We done got off the scripture. Now we ready to, like we at HBO.
Right.
We on pay-per-view now.
Crazy, dog.
And here you go. And that's the conversation instead of the lesson today.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. You finished that, Matt?
That was it.
Back
Okay.
to James. You gonna finish that James?
Yeah,
Rob?
go back to James.
We're gonna hit this James. We're gonna hit one more scripture. We're gonna get up out of here.
Yeah, it also is another scripture in that 1 John that says if you hate your brother, you a murderer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just like Cain slew his brother. So it's more than a notion, you know.
Now
what
hit
I'm
that
saying?
Psalm 139, 21, 22 just before we move on.
Yeah.
Just need to hit that so you understand there is hatred because you're going to run into the scripts where the Most High say he hate Esau. But there's something called perfect hatred. We're going to read it. Yeah.
139 verse 21 and 22.
We sure can try to get to that end.
Yeah. See, and we got to understand if it ain't perfect hatred, you're going to be player hating. You have been sipping from the fountain of haterade. Gallon of it, just shaking it around. Wait, haterade.
Feeling it everywhere.
Hater juice. The hater
Psalm
sauce.
139, we're going to start at verse 19.
Yeah.
Psalm 139, we're going to start at 19. And we're going to read through 24 because a lot of folks stop at 22. And as you keep going, David put himself on the line and was like, search me. You understand? Like if your hatred ain't perfect, like I hate all those that hate my God. If your hatred ain't perfect, you destroying yourself.
Right.
All right. Psalm 139, verse 19. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked. O Yah, depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred.
What kind of hatred?
Perfect hatred. I count them my enemies.
So you see who you count as your enemy, one that hates the Father and the Son.
Yes.
Whether they Jew or Gentile, there must be perfect hatred. See, how can, if somebody tell us, man, that Jesus, Joshua, Yehoshua, Yeshua, whatever you call him, that nigga don't exist. He's a hippie on a stick. It's perfect hatred time.
Yeah, you might want to get up out of here.
Yeah.
There's no coming together with an Israelite like that.
You might get skull drug. Possibility.
When you run across the wrong brother, that might get physical. You run across the wrong brother. It's some brothers out here that ain't on that level yet to be like they take that worse than you talk about their mama.
Right, absolutely.
And you might be licking your war wounds.
So y'all, we have to understand that we got to look at Israel that's got to have a perfect hate before you looking at this white man or this Chinese man or whatever else.
Right,
And that's true.
This perfect hatred, because this is about the Messiah, like he said, it's about the light source.
Yeah, the light.
That's what our whole argument is about.
Yeah.
That's the whole argument. That was the whole argument throughout the whole New Testament.
Straight up.
About the Messiah. Is he or is he ain't? Is the question.
Is he is or is he ain't?
And if we believe that he is, because one who didn't believe on the road to Damascus changed his whole life around and went on a mission to prove that. So just like we had a bro telling he created a new Bible and talking about y'all get rid of y'all Bibles, my Bible is the best because it speaks in the Hebrew language. We like, well, that ain't for us. You used to be a non-messianic. Go take your language teaching to them Negroes who don't believe. We believe around here.
Yeah.
You ain't got to make us believe.
Yeah.
Go to them with your new scripture. with the Messiah's name written in it and see if they'll change their thought process. If they still hate them with your new language, you still got a problem. Your problem ain't with us. We believe it. Your problem over there. Now that's who you need to be trying to get your book off on. Not us. Because we believe it. Take your language to them.
Yeah, take it over there.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 23. Search me, O Yah, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any wicked way in me. And lead me in the way of everlasting.
And did you hear what he said? Try me and know my thoughts. See, when sin has conceived, it brings forth death. See, so you can't be trying to ask forgiveness about the conception and what it produced. I'm sorry about that wickedness it produced. No, you got to explain your thought process, because that's what he's going to judge. What makes you think that way? Why do you think like that before it even get to conception?
Right.
It's like if you see a woman, now you know she's celebrating Christmas, doing everything out of pagan day. Why is your mind already throwing a rag in the sink? You finish. Why do you go from the thought process of what do I need to get this in here, because this got to be a lifelong covenant, to this? This the part you want to be sorry about. Sneaking out of the hotel, that ain't the part. The part is, why does every woman you see, that immediately jumps in there?
Yeah. True.
So the thought process ain't a lifelong covenant. The thought process is 2 or 20 minutes, I'm throwing this rag in the sink.
Right.
Ain't throw it, boy?
Yeah.
Practice.
No, boy, I heard about it. I read about it in magazines. Let's move on, y'all.
We back in that James, King.
Yeah.
James chapter 1, verse 20. James chapter 1, verse 20. For the wrath of man. I'm waiting to get done. Everybody flip it.
Yeah, James chapter 1, verse 20.
Well,
Good lesson, bro.
I'll pray.
well, yeah. Well, yeah. All right, James chapter 1, we in verse 20. I'm starting verse 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yah.
That's right.
Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness.
So you have to lay apart filthiness. If you want to be on this receiving end, and the Most High to bestow these gifts upon you, this power upon you, this grace, these mercies, and these unsearchable richness, you have to put away filthiness. You have to become in a pure mind state. And being pure is being, your body being pure and your mind being pure, that is sanctifying yourself from sin.
That's right.
That's sanctifying yourself from these sins. I'm not going to say you ain't going to have wicked thoughts, but you're not going to entertain them.
That's right.
Because you're a king at this point. You're a God at this point. You're not to manipulate things. And we know that Christ, everything was bound to Christ in heaven, on earth, and under it. Once you put on a Mashiach, because that's these things he's trying to bestow upon you, now these things are bound to you. Satan, get behind me. It ain't going to even take that long. You ain't going to have to throw hands with him.
Right.
You have the power now, and he recognized the light. You tell him to leave, he leave.
That's right.
So this is part of this will to bestow and the will to receive, because once you receive this, now you can bestow these same teachings on others. So at this time, being a receiver and the giver means the same exact thing. See, the whole point of God is you have to reach his consciousness.
Right.
You know how to say that your thoughts are not like his and all? That's because you haven't reached them levels of consciousness yet. Once you find the will of God and you start walking and manifesting his wills, now you manifesting in his thinking.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You can't do that when you sinning. You can't do that when you thinking with ego, lust, the carnal mind,
right,
the flesh mentality. It's always going to block you from there, because you thinking of I, which is this made up identity of you anyway, when all along we all are one in Hamashiach.
That's right.
Come on, brother.
Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness.
And what?
And superfluity of naughtiness.
That means abundant wickedness. In other words, that's the word lasciviousness.
Yeah.
How you say that word?
Yeah. That's what it
Lasciviousness.
is. Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. So not only lay apart filthy thoughts, filthy, dirty thoughts. Who want to be filthy and
Superfluid.
superfluity? That's
Look.
abundant wickedness.
That's like when the devil like, show me how you did that.
Yeah. Come on.
And receive.
Hold on. Read that slow right there. And do what?
And receive.
Oh, ain't we talking about the
Yeah.
will to bestow and the will to what? Receive. So he said in order to receive what he's talking about, you got to get rid of filthiness and willful sin. And now we on the receiving end. Now what we supposed to be receiving, huh?
And receive with meekness the engrafted word.
That meekness, the engrafted word. You have to take this word with humbleness and
Right.
truthfulness. That's how you able to understand it, overstand it, and understand it. Now all the gifts is unlocked with this, because all these powers that the bestower is putting on us is all wrapped up in Christ. The Christ is the word manifested in what? Flesh. So when we receive the word, we receive the actual gifts of the Spirit. When we receive the word, we receive the Spirit. When we receive this word and it's in our DNA, we digest it and we ingest it and we live just it. Now all of a sudden we see power. Now all of a sudden we see the mysteries. The mysteries are made known since the beginning, which is a Mashiach anyway. All these unsearchable riches, well, now you see them. You can search them out. Same thing Paul was saying. Paul like, man, look, I see the light. I see the power.
Right.
He like, I get it. It's this beyond us being Israel. This beyond us talking about the earth being round, flat, a globe, a disc, a pancake, or whatever. This is beyond Christ being this and that. This is about the concept of living in Hamashiach, living for Hamashiach, and using our temples as a sacrifice to please Hamashiach.
That's right.
All of this is about Christ. So that very power that he gave Adam and Eve in the garden and he bestowed upon them to make them God was Christ in the first place.
Right.
So what are we missing then? Christ.
That's what we're missing.
We're missing Christ. That's the big picture. That's the power. So everybody talking about they in the brotherhood of the Messiah. No, Negro, you're a liar. If you in the Messiah, show me the power. That's what I'm gonna start telling. Show me the power.
Right. And look, it ain't like it started when he was birthed on this earth. It started in Genesis 3:16.
Exactly.
The seed is coming that's gonna set it back in order.
Oof.
So everybody from the Garden of Eden that was born been told the same message.
Same message.
Same message.
It's called the teachings of Melchizedek, the King of Righteousness, the Torah of King of Right. These are the teachings. It was oral first, and it was put in a book
Right.
by our forefathers. They died for this, to put this in books. They was in scrolls. It went verbal to writings, went verbal to written. This been around. What you think he was giving them in the tents? What you think Noah was learned when he was in the tents with Shem and them? These teachings been around since the beginning of earth.
That's right.
That's what make you a God. Being fulfilled with the word, being fulfilled with the light. And the word is the lamp, the word is the light, Christ is the light. So when you fulfill with Christ, you become God.
Right.
Simple and plain.
Right, because basically what you're saying is, I'm going to live forever. I'm going to be immortal. So
Exactly.
you have to start living immortal.
Exactly. Rehearsal.
And let me just say this before we go on. With that script that say, he that turn a sinner from his ways hide a multitude of sin, that's on both parts.
Yeah.
It's just not this guy got a whole host of sin. You telling him, once you tell him not to do this, you can't do it no more either.
Sending and receiving. Same thing. By me teaching for y'all to put off sin, any sin that I got, I automatically know for myself I can't do it either. So by me giving to y'all, guess what? Y'all are giving to me.
Right.
Same thing with God.
Yeah.
Why you think he created us? He created us to please him. That's the whole reason for you being here, to
That's
please
right.
him by him giving his glorification. He's looking at himself and like, not damn I did good, but heaven I did good.
Right.
Can he
Right.
do that with us?
Right.
Can you look in the mirror and say God can do that with you right now? If you can't say that, then it's an issue, a problem, and you need to start working on that immediately.
That's right.
That's the whole point of this lesson, to be the bestower and the receiver.
Right.
We have to be both of them. We have to give and we have to receive. All of this is a usury system anyway.
That's right.
We supposed to use each other in righteousness. I need help lifted up here. Brother, help me out. You need help right here. Help me out. We can't do that without power, though. The power's in the Mashiach.
That's right.
Come on, Hebrew.
He said you could have that book.
Yeah, it's yours, brother. You can have it, man.
Yes, sir.
It's all good, bro.
Power to bestow.
Yeah, see? Now, hey, make sure you receive it, brother. And we need to hear what you get from it. Bring it back to us.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Just tell it to the person out the door, that's all.
Okay,
All right, bro. Yes, sir.
Hold it down, King. Shalom.
Yeah, I speak.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
I just talked to the person at the door, you got the door.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Come
Okay.
on. Yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
All right, I'll pray.
All right, James chapter 1. James chapter 1. It says, and receive, verse 21, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls.
Come on.
But be ye doers of the word.
So look, now once you receive this power is what save your soul, because your soul now have salvation and everlasting life, because you constantly eating from the tree of light, or the tree of Christ, which is immortality.
That's right.
This is what saves yourself. This is what saves your soul. And then it immediately back it up. It says, but be ye doers of the word. What is a doer of the word? That sounds like action. Don't kings rule? They don't sit around and talk about ruling. They start ruling, right? Go back to what Daniel Solomon just said. Start putting on your mortal body now. Start rehearsing and practicing now. Don't try to practice once you get there. Huh? How you gonna try tryouts after tryouts didn't happen?
Right.
You know, no.
Right.
Now we in the game. You didn't pass. You keep yourself on the sideline. You don't even get to warm the bench up. You didn't make the cut. Huh? Come on.
But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own self.
So
Who you deceiving?
Your own self.
So you deceive yourself saying you got the power and knowing good damn well you ain't got the power. You deceive yourself saying you in the brotherhood of Mashiach and knowing good and well you in the brotherhood of Hashatan. Right. You deceiving yourself. Why are you playing with yourself? Why are you're not a part of this body at this point. So
you just can't receive.
Yeah.
No. But also give.
You gotta bestow.
Yeah.
You gotta bestow too. See that? They the same thing.
That's a hero only, deceiving your own self.
Exactly.
Verse 23. For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
You see that? All you doing is looking at your same wickedness in the mirror.
Right.
That's all you see. You don't see nothing else. You don't see lights. You don't see nothing beyond the consciousness. All you see is yourself.
Right.
You constantly following ego. You're not following Christ. It's like you beholding your own face in the glass. Isn't that a mirror?
Yeah.
Huh? Who are you following at this point? You following you. Straight to the lake of fire. Blind leading the blind. Come on, bro.
Verse 24. Verse 24. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
See that? He failed through consciousness. And we done failed so much that bruhs ain't read. I know bruhs ain't never read the Bible. It's like you never read the Bible. You can tell them no Hebrew Israelite songs or none of that. All they know is the hood. They ain't never been off they block. Except when they go to the corner store. Still like this. I know bruhs like that in St. Louis till this day. Ain't never been out of their neighborhood. Let alone been in the book to learn about a Mashiach Yahushua, knowing that they run the world. You run the planet. You ain't never been off your block though?
Right.
What type of bondage is that?
Right.
Come on.
Take them children to the zoo. So they don't think a pit bull is the only animal on the planet.
Hey,
let's go see what's in the body.
That's real.
What's that, Daddy? Them gorillas. What kind of pit bull is that? That's not a pit bull, that's a tiger.
Hey, that's funny, man. That's real.
Yo, it's simple things, y'all. It ain't hard. It ain't like we got to go across the world. We can go right out there.
That's real though,
It's
man.
free to get in, but it costs to buy everything else. Yeah. But you can at least see everything they got on the ark.
We wrapping it up now. We wrapping it up now, bro. All right, let's get this done for this camera go out on that.
Let me just say this too. When
funny,
he say
man.
he straightway go back to the way he was when he sin again, y'all know what it is. Get drunk and you throwing up and you begging God. If you please take this away,
I won't do it again.
You explode now for both ends. You sweating. I'm telling you feel like I'm getting ready to die, and you let your mouth say, a hearer, I will never. You want the Lord to hear, drink again if you spare me.
You say it.
And the phone ring, and you get up and wipe and vomit out. Hello.
I got some drink.
Hey, it's Earl, man. You better get over here, man. They got hen on deck, man. It's Grey Goose out here, and it's all free, dog. I'm on my way.
You ain't even done wiping your mouth yet.
Straightway forgot what man you just said. I'ma clean my act up.
That's messed up, boy.
Well, they say if you drink again, it'll fix drunkenness. Who say that?
Man, hey, look, I straight heard that before.
Who say you heard that?
Somebody told me. I was 16. She told I was 16.
Plenty of bottles.
A white girl told I was 16. A white girl straight told me, well, the cure is just take a shot, whatever got you drunk. Take a shot and it'll cure you. I took a shot and I was worse off. I'm like, that ain't working at all.
You're trying to, what you're doing is allowing that stronghold now to take over.
Yeah.
Because once you get, what you're doing is you're building up a tolerance. That's what they were teaching. You need to get your tolerance built up.
Right.
You throwing up now, you need to get 10 drinks in you before you throw up. But throwing up is still coming. Pissy pants in the front is still coming. If you keep increasing. You got to get back to what the scripts say, in moderation.
Yeah.
When you do this and the glass still up here with hen in it, you say, oh, wait a minute. Do I put this back on the bar?
Yeah.
Hey, better.
Or do I like, no, that's wasting good liquor?
You know, Dan, hey, the ego in the flesh is never satisfied. Right. So you drinking out of ego, the whole thing getting drunk.
Accept your loss and keep it pushing.
Right. Right. Damn, I can't drink no more like I used to. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 25. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work.
Come on.
This man shall be blessed in his deed.
Ooh, come on.
If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain.
You hear that? So he among you thinking he knows something and he don't, and he steady talking, teaching his death. It says he deceived his own self.
Yeah.
And this whole concept of this theory becomes vain anyway. Becomes vain. And you notice he's the only one living out these things. He's the only one. Now, every now and then on his walk, he gets somebody stupid enough to follow and believe in it, but nothing is backed by scripture. And then he do pull the scripture. He changed the whole concept of the verse, never show you nothing that adds up to that verse.
Right.
And you believe it. It says that this is vain, and his religion become vain to his own self. He deceive his own self. And we have to watch that too. Make sure we stand in and operate in the guidelines of this Bible. You know what I'm saying? Line upon line, precept upon precept. Not taking this into our own private interpretation, because a Negro will do that. We have a thing with seeing what we want to see.
That's right.
Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 27, pure religion. Pure religion and undefiled before Yah and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
So you see how you relinquish and release this power? You have to keep yourself unspotted from the world. Meaning you have to become this non-blemished lamb. He is the example. He is the Messiah. He is our concept. He is our way of living. He is our life. So we have to look for him for light. And once you follow this light, you'll notice doing the same thing he's doing, and you look back and it don't be you no more. You become him. You become this concept. That's why he said, kill the old man.
That's
kill
right.
you and put on Christ. Now you're renewed in the spirit as a new creature in Hamashiach. Not a new creature in yourself, in Hamashiach. The power of life, the power of majesty, the power of reigning in the kingdom of Elohim is in Hamashiach. That's the power. That's the grace. That's the faith. That's the mysteries that he was talking about. That's the unsearchable riches. That's the tree of life. That's immortality. That's eternity. It's Christ.
That's right.
That's what was put in Adam and Eve before Slick Willie took it from them.
That's right.
And they chose that. They chose it because he asked her, what did God tell you?
Yo.
She repeated what he said and broke it anyway because the flesh was just too lustful for her. She needed to taste it. She needed to touch it. She needed to feel it. And she wanted the wisdom. Now, this how you know it couldn't have been the wisdom of God. She wanted the wisdom of whatever wisdom that Satan had on him. And it attracted her so much. She like, look, forget God, nigga. I want to be like you. Huh? How you talking to me slick like that? I know I'm doing wrong. How do you do that?
Right.
I need to learn that side
Right.
of the coin.
Right.
Now y'all see where we at from this position? We fell as gods, we fell as goddesses, we fell as kings, and we fell as queens. Now we on our way back. But the only way you can be on your way back up is through the tree of life, how they got there in the first place. Let's not forget that Christ created all things but himself. And the only thing that created him was Yahweh. Christ created everything else after that. His brothers, his sisters, his everything.
He's the first creation.
He's the first creation. Everything else was made by him. And this is how much God loved you. He created you and put that first creation inside of you. And if Christ, this concept, this man, this spirit, this nation of people created all things, and now this is inside of you, that means all this knowledge is for you to dab into. That's why I said it's unsearchable riches. It's all kinds of daggers and information that you can download and upload to the universe and to yourself. But you deny all of that to go get some fake information, what, a 64 gigabyte card from Satan? You run out.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours. 2 hours, you're done.
Right.
Your card is full. This is unlimited. Unlimited power, unlimited resources in Christ. And that's what we got to get back to. It's time to get our minds back in that before Slick Willie came up there and tricked our mother. It's time to go back to that and constantly replay that and keep doing it right. Keep doing it right until that actuality is now our reality.
Right.
That's what rehearsing is.
Right.
It's walking the walk and talking the talk until it be. You know how they say fake it till you make it? No, don't fake it till you make it. Practice till you make it.
Right. Because if anybody talking about her, you just don't understand, you ain't walked in my shoes. No, you ain't walked in Lot's shoes.
Straight up.
I'm talking about the only people in 5 cities that's trying to keep the commandments.
Straight up.
5 cities. St. Louis, Jennings, Ferguson, Florissant. These 5 cities, 4 people come out of there.
All right, we got our last scripture, y'all. We're going to get this 1 John chapter 3, and we're going to get up out of here, family.
Sure, I got a Colossians. I want to hit 2 after that.
Okay.
Colossians,
Well, you might well hit that Colossians first then, because that go right along what we just did.
Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah, I had that on there too. Colossians
Boy,
3,
y'all
1 through
one
12.
spirit, ain't you?
Look,
Y'all see that?
he just ain't here no more time on the camera.
Sir.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Let's just run through it.
Yeah.
We should be cool. Colossians 3.
Colossians 3.
Colossians 3, 1 through 16. And then 1 John.
And we're going to get up out of here.
1 John 3. That what he say, keep yourself unspotted from the world. Keep yourself unspotted from the world.
right.
I'm going to write the rest of these scriptures up here. We can't get to all of them because of the time on the camera, but
Yes, sir.
I'm going to write the rest of them down before y'all leave.
Colossians 3. The book of Colossians chapter 3. Verse 1. How we looking?
We all good, Hebrew.
All right, Colossians 3:1. If ye then be risen with Messiah, seek those things which are above.
See that? So if your mind resurrected with Christ, this light being, this concept, this man, you supposed to seek things that's above. Because when you resurrect your consciousness, you moving higher into the heavens.
That's right.
So you got to seek things that's in the heavens, not things that are on earth. Come on, Hebrew.
When the Messiah sitteth on the right hand of Yah, set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth.
See that?
For,
Go ahead.
for ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in the Most High. When the Messiah, who is our
It
life,
was what?
our life,
That's what we was filled with in the garden. We was filled with life, and life breaks down to many concepts, and one of them is power. One of them is mercy. One of them is riches. One of them is mysteries. One of them is grace. One of them is faith. All this is like a big old yarn ball that's called life. And we need to receive that because that's what they had in the garden before they gave it away.
That's
Saying how he did. He sold his birthright for what? Some food. Even them sold their heritage for fleshly nature. Come on, Hebrew.
when Christ, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory.
And what?
In glory.
What did he create us for? To be his what?
Glory.
Glory.
Verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry.
Come on.
For which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh on the children of disobedience.
See, all this keep you from being the God that you are. All this keep you bottled up and keep your mind limited. All of this keep you in this fleshly nature. All these things he just read, the moment you put that off and these things become dead to you, your mind resurrect. There's two resurrections. Resurrection of consciousness and resurrection into your glorified body. You can't receive neither one if you constantly sinning and belittling and thinking low of yourself.
Yeah, kill the old man. Verse 7. In the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. But now you also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
So look, once you put off all these things, what are you left with? Nothing but righteousness, loving each other, becoming the us. There's no you, there's no I, there's only us at this point.
Right.
And this us is filled with life, and that life is the light that lighted the world, which is who? Christ.
That's right.
That's the power. The power is in a Mashiach. Come on, you bro.
Verse 10, and have put on the new man.
The who?
The new man.
New body.
Which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him.
See that? So all the knowledge after the image that created him, you have this same knowledge now. You can tap into all this knowledge and these mysteries and these understandings, these overstandings and these understandings about whatever. These unsearchable riches are now searchable through Christ Yahweh. It's all upon you. Don't we all want to reach that point?
Yeah.
So what we doing then? We wasting our time doing other things. Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 11, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but a Mashiach is all and in all.
See, because when you shed off ego, you shedding off man. When you shedding off ego, you shedding off female. When you shedding off ego, you shedding off your ethnicity. You shedding off who you are, your nationality. You just become light at this point. And all this light only consists inside of Christ Yahweh. You beyond man at this point. You beyond the physical. You have resurrected your mind and became part of the Christ consciousness. You become God. You become a part of the God mind. No, I'm not saying you Yahweh, and no, I'm not saying you Yahweh Shah, but you become that living concept of them both.
Verse 12, put on therefore, as the elect of Yah, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind.
Humbleness of what?
Mind, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another,
for what?
And forgiving one another.
Notice all these things is supposed to be bestowing and what? Receiving. You can't do none of these unless you give it to somebody else. How can you forgive if there's nobody to forgive? How can you forbear if there's nobody to forbear? How can you be kind if you don't have a brother to be kind to? All of this is talking about bestowing and receiving. And when you doing them both into one another, they become the same thing. Come on, Hebrew.
If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Messiah forgave you, so also do ye.
Come on.
And above all these things, put on charity.
Above all these things, put on love, because love is life. Love is power. True charity is love. Put on love. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Love your wives as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Love is sacrifice.
That's right.
Love is putting off ego, killing your ego daily for your brothers and sisters. That's light. That's life. That's the mystery of the church. That's the mystery in the beginning. All things was created with love, and love is backed by power. So you can't be powerful if you don't have love inside your heart. Come on, Hebrew.
And above all things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. And let the peace of Yah rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful.
Called in one body, one mind, one baptism. There's no you, there's no I, there's only Christ conscious. You're not an individual. You're only an individual when you're living through ego. Once that old man becomes dead, you're a part of the body now.
That's right.
That's how you get the power, because Christ had the power. Become Christ, you have what? The power.
You got the juice now.
You got the juice now. Right.
Verse 16.
Right.
Let the word of Messiah dwell in you richly. In all wisdom.
What?
In all wisdom. Teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs.
That's right.
Singing with grace in your hearts to the Most High.
Now,
That's
why
right.
are you singing in grace to your heart? You happy. You're fulfilled. You're blissful. You felt the receiving of the one who bestowed all this power on you. It makes you holler, hallelujah. It
That's
makes
right.
you dance with harps. It makes you dance with songs.
That's right.
Because you've been fulfilled. See, we was created to be live moving instruments for the Most High.
That's
We
right.
was created to be his express image and glorification of himself. We is the mirror image of our God when we moving like our God.
That's right.
You had one more verse, Hebrew?
Last verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of a Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard right there. Let's read this last verse. We're going to get up, this last chapter and get up out of here. 1 John 3, we're going to read a couple verses. 1 John 3. Oh, praise, brother.
How many minutes you got on there to buy us? How many more minutes you got on there?
Yeah, we got enough to get through?
19.
All right. Get it done. 1 John 3. We'll read this to 10 and get up out of here. Hebrew, would you dab some of them in? The ones we didn't hit? My bad about my chicken scratch. First John 3, family.
Yeah.
1 John chapter 3. Behold, what manner
Hold on, here a few pages.
Yeah, we
Flip.
got a lot of pages. First John.
1 John, not regular John.
Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon
You
us,
see that word? What word is that y'all recognize?
Bestowed.
Bestowed. He said, behold, too, meaning watch, look. See this revelation
That's right.
of the love that the Most High bestowed upon us. And what is that love, Hebrew?
that we should be called the sons of Elohim.
You see that? That we shall be called the sons of God. Now you know why this is such a mystery, such a miracle? Because if you're the son of God, you get all the heirs and inheritance of God. That means you inherit all that power. Goes back to Christ. Huh? So this is a title that we are working back to be. We fell from the sons of God when Adam fell in the garden.
Right.
We're trying to be called. That's why I said we shall be called the sons of God.
That's right.
Come on.
Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not.
Come on.
Beloved, now are we the sons of Elohim.
You see that? Now y'all receive this. Y'all know he said beloved. Now we the sons of Elohim. Come on.
And it doeth not yet appear what we shall be.
You see the potential of what we gonna look like. These glorified bodies we're gonna get. How smart and intellectual we gonna be. How much knowledge and information we're gonna be able to download and process. It says it ain't even appeared yet what we shall be. Ain't we looking to get that back?
Yes, sir.
So why aren't we striving to do that? Huh? Why aren't we receiving what the Most High is trying to bestow upon us? Come on.
But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
Come on.
And every man that has this hope,
Read that again.
and every man that has this hope in him purifies
You
himself.
see that? This hope and this faith in you purifies yourself. Now remember, you have to be purified to receive these things.
That's
a pure
right.
body, pure mind, a pure heart, sanctified in the truth. And this is how you receive what the Most High is trying to bestow on you. It all's coming back fourfold to what we need to do to get our glorified bodies for us to receive this power. Come on.
Even as he is pure. Verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
So this is what we go off at when we sin. We break the laws, and then when we break the laws, we fall from consequence. Right?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Come on.
And ye know that he was manifest to take away our sins, and in him is no sin.
Come on, Hebrew.
Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not.
You see that? So if you abide in the Most High, you abide in the Mashiach, you don't sin. So it's possible not to sin. So quit lying to yourself. Come on.
Whosoever sinneth have not seen him, neither known him.
Come on.
Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous.
Come on.
He that committeth sin is of the devil.
Look, wasn't that point blank and period? You commit sin, you are the devil, you're not a son of Elohim, meaning you don't have the power. Come on.
So stop making excuses for yourself.
Hey, straight up, straight up.
I understand that every time you go against the Most High, you a seed of the devil.
What?
Straight up and down.
Yep.
You feel me? So you can play around if you want, but like, well, you know, we all fell short. But is that you read that scripture as an excuse?
Yeah.
Right.
For you to go do, look, you're planning evil for the night.
Yeah.
I mean, you're planning evil tonight.
Right.
Y'all better check and search them
And then
out.
God just gonna have to forgive me, you know, because I'm
Right.
gonna die for my sins, you know.
Right.
You gotta get about that mindset. If you are involved in wickedness, you are the devil.
Straight up.
And that's there to rock your spirit back to reality and say, hold on. How about I wage war against sin, not get in bed with it?
Right.
That's how you supposed to be. That's there for a reason. That's there to shock you.
That's right.
So every time I go off, I'm a seed of the devil.
Oh.
And I don't abide in him. Now you can make an excuse if you want to play around and say, well, he just gonna have to forgive me. Keep playing. Keep throwing your soul on the crap table if you want.
Right.
It is what it is. When you go off, you're following your daddy, the devil.
Oh.
Then the Messiah called the Pharisees, hey, y'all follow the devil.
That's what he called him.
And the lust you gonna do his work he doing, he was a murderer from the beginning. You gonna do what he do. You feel me? So that make everybody level up in their mindset and what they doing. Be more conscious about what you're doing.
What was he from the beginning?
A liar and a murderer from the beginning.
Because he killed a third of the angels.
Yeah.
Come on, what did he bro?
For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of Elohim was manifested.
You see that? So Christ manifested in flesh to come buy us back from bondage. At this point, you get your air back if you tap back into it. But we be lying so dormant, so in a sunken place, we don't even realize that we still in bondage.
That's right.
Come on.
That he might destroy the works of the devil.
Come on.
Whosoever is born of God doeth not commit sin.
Now, when you reborn in the spirit, when you a new creature in mindset with God, you don't commit sin. Sin became dead to you. So your question you should ask, why are you still sinning?
Right.
Hey, look, at this birth is every day, y'all.
Yeah.
That's
The
right.
battle, this rebirth and salvation is daily.
Daily.
So a new body every day?
New body,
Yeah.
new body
Every
every day.
Daily, new mind, all that. That's the war you in every day. You be like, I'm not gonna be a child of the devil today.
That's right.
He got me messed up.
Yeah.
And you think 490 times to forgive your brother, you done did 490 times this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, for yourself.
And the Lord still forgiving you because you still breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
For his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin.
Come on.
And he cannot sin because he is born of God.
Let's get this last verse.
In this, the children of God are
So
manifest.
this is how the sons of Elohim are manifested, because they stop sinning. Come on.
And the children of the devil, whosoever doeth not righteousness, is not of God. Neither he that loveth not his brother.
So check this out. So the will to bestow. God created you for his glory, his image, his likeness, his eternity, to give you the mysteries, to run the actual earth, to run the garden, to run the seas, to run the air. We are kings and queens. We are gods and goddesses. We need to tap back into that, but the only way you can tap back into that is putting on Christ. So the question that I asked in the beginning, is bestowing and receiving different, or is they actually the same thing when both of them are playing their exact roles?
Right.
That's the same thing.
They're interdependent. They depend on one another.
Yes, they do. So everybody got some understanding and overstanding? All right, let's go
And
pray
let me
up.
just say this to mother about the forgiveness. You remember when the white boy went in the church and killed everybody, all in black? When they interviewed him, he said, I almost felt sorry for him and almost aborted the mission. But I was on a mission to kill them and to put them to death. After they heard that, they said, we still forgive him. So they are still going against the law of God because he told them, I'm not repentant. I almost didn't want to kill you niggas, but then I thought about it again and I had to kill y'all. And yet we still come out in front of so-called, and we supposed to be the church people and say, well, we forgive him. We know he just wasn't in his own mind. He was in his right mind because he made the statement, I almost aborted the mission of murder, but I didn't. So he never repented. So for them to say we forgive him was just for the TV. Just got a couple of announcements. We got to get out of here. What you got?